Session 1 of Escape from Paradise, our Mutant Year Zero Gen Lab Alpha campaign. As we have discussed, Paradise Valley is both your home and your prison. You all are the creation of the human scientists, now long gone. So long gone that even their actual memory has disappeared from Paradise Valley. There are none alive today who have ever seen a human. There are, of course, murals on the walls of some of the buildings themselves left over from the time of human work here in Paradise Valley. The original purpose of Paradise Valley also lost to time, gone at the same time that the humans fell. As far as you all are aware, and as far as all your traditions tell you, Paradise Valley is your home, and the humans are outside of it, waiting for you to earn the status, earn the right, earn whatever unknown ranking that they have decreed that you must earn to be able to join them out in the rest of the world, away from the dangerous creatures here, away from the view of the Watchers, away from the broken and tribal life that exists in Paradise Valley. Spring has come to Paradise Valley. Not that long ago, maybe 3 months ago, was the Winter Blood Rite, where some of each tribe were banished from the tribe and sent to wander. The winter itself was somewhat milder than usual, and the snows have already melted from the forests and trees, from the plains, from the moors of the reptile habitat. Only the mountains that surround Paradise Valley, their tops so high as to always be capped in snow, remain cold and frozen. Instead, while the occasional chilly morning comes, the warm air blowing in brings the life of spring. Everything is turning green. Many of the less dangerous and more common creatures of Paradise Valley have begun their annual rebirth. There are swarms of gas flies, small a small insect which in the spring tends to swarm in extreme numbers, which present a danger to anyone unlucky enough to stumble into them, or the other creatures of Paradise Valley, the group collectively known as the grazers, animals that are the loose equivalent of native wildlife to Paradise Valley. Whether it is the short-snouted grunters, akin to pigs or boars that we would know, or whether it is something as enormous as a shamble-tusk, a giant, hairy, long-nosed creature with long tusks that an animal which never stops growing, ever, until finally they are too large for their own frame and die. Paradise Valley is full of all sorts of strange wildlife that is awakening, and also to the 8 tribes. For some tribes, spring is certainly more welcome than the others. In particular, the reptiles tend to suffer during the long, cold months. Your habitat, the terrarium, does stay heated. The crumbling structure still managing to maintain enough warmth to provide for the lizards and frogs and turtles that make their home there. Whereas other places, the the life of spring rather brings more cosmetic changes, shedding of the winter white coats of many of the members of the badger tribe, the martens, the badgers, all of the weasels, all of whom are changing color into their spring and summer colors. Bears who do not hibernate anymore, having had that archaic drive taken away by the machinations of the long gone humans, still do find themselves certainly more energetic, less lethargic during the spring. And so, as spring has progressed, and as you all have gone about the business of waking up and the usual spring preparations, as well as preparations for the wild dance. On the equinox coming up will be the day and night are equal, and you all know that during the wild dance, speaking is strictly forbidden. Animals gorge themselves on everything that they can, and this is the time the celebration, the time to fully reawaken, where everything goes back into full swing. But that's still a little ways away. Maybe a week or so to go. And that's a festival that takes place during the day. Whereas you all find yourselves this night still cooler at night, the last vestiges of winter hanging on now that the sun is down. Walking somewhat carefully through the forests of the badger habitat. Hugh, this is your home. You know this place very well, and you actually know the area that you are going to exceptionally well. You are all headed to one of the last truly great artifacts of humanity. One so large it has not been able to, no tribe has been able to carry it off. Although it has been stripped of anything that was not nailed down, anything that could not be anything in which the nails could not be pulled up, the screws unfastened. Mostly a skeleton of a large metal contraption, 4 large blades connected in the middle. On top of it, a tail with similar blades near the end, but turned 90 degrees from the other one. Someone, been a while, you don't really remember who. Someone once called it a helicopter. What it was for, no one knows. But its remains, this great metal beast, a large trench dug into the earth, now long covered up again in grass, a wound, still a scar, but a scar in the ground that is no longer inflamed, no longer raw, no longer exposed. You all have been not summoned here. You all have been brought here. Your guide, an iguana, a member of the reptile tribe, one who, for some of you, was your introduction to the resistance entirely. Others uh, added to the resistance, brought into the resistance by some other means, but have still come to know this individual very well. Ringo the iguana leads you very quietly through the trees. Even before you knew him from the Resistance, everybody in Paradise Valley knows Ringo. Ringo is one of the most prolific traders, merchants within Paradise Valley. Certainly easily recognizable by the faded purple puffy coat that he wears even during the spring to stay warm. I don't know why I did not think to put him in a sheet. For some of you, like I said, Ringo was your introduction to the Resistance. For all of you, he is the one that has collected you and brought you here. He didn't really explain. And while you were walking through the other habitats to get to the badger habitat, to come here to this crashed behemoth, he has been fairly quiet. Until finally, once it's in sight, he pauses a moment and turns to look over all of you. This will be your last chance. If you have any hesitation, if you don't want to join, if you don't want to take this final step, now's your time. And if all of you want to leave, well, nope.
Oh, get on with it.
Literally.
I didn't come all this way for nothing.
Only so doesn't want to join the Resistance. He just crashed out of Discord. Say that, but tonight you have a chance to meet the founder, the leader of the Resistance. You all have done. You've done small parts, little graffiti here, maybe a couple traps there. Nothing as big as this. Once you do this, you're in. You're all the way in, and the Watchers, if they find that out, they won't ever stop coming for you. You think things are bad now if you think taking loved ones and forced feedings and rings around your legs. If you think all of that's bad, it's only going to get worse.
No. We're in, right? Nobody's nervous. Who said nervous? Nobody's nervous. We're all here. We all want to move forward. We want to meet the leader. We want to meet the leader. Beebs, we want to meet the leader. Drake, the leader. We could. No, we couldn't. Nobody's nervous. Who said nervous?
No one's nervous. We're moving forward.
Forward to freedom, then. Many of you have been to the helicopter before. Hugh, you definitely have. This is an artifact of humanity. Even without that, it is a strong shelter. And during hunting trips or the occasional parlay between tribes seeking some sort of relatively neutral ground, or at least neutral to the whoever might be participating, this place has very often served as a shelter, an abode. That's not the word I was looking for, but an abode, a safe place to carry out these details. And tonight, apparently, it serves as the headquarters to the Resistance. The wreckage, mostly overgrown, long vines, tall grasses. The only way in is through what, at one point, must have held some sort of glass, a spot near the front of this giant machine that is now broken out and a little dangerous for the unwary. Bits of glass still jagged in the frame of metal, but Ringo, clearly having done this several times before, is goes first and demonstrates to each of you. All right, now just watch your hand. You're gonna have to. Yeah, no, don't touch that. Why don't we pull that piece out? And produces a pair of metal tongs out of the giant puffy jacket that he wears, and clears a space to make sure. Since Drake, you're a little larger, but I mean, even without that, you're not exactly cramped getting through this entryway. He leads you through a door that separates the very front to a large cavernous area in the back, and hey, you're back. Oni, you with us?
I had a work call.
Oh, sorry. All good?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Entering through the broken cockpit of this helicopter, and then through a single doorway that separates the cockpit from the larger cavernous cargo area in the back. Someone has long ago taken the time to make a level floor, and while it would normally be relatively empty, there are occasional crates that remain, most long ransacked or broken in whatever brought down this machine. Some filled now with bits of food that others who have stayed here have brought with them in sort of a, take a little, leave a little situation. What immediately dominates your vision, other than the flickering light of a small kerosene lamp, is a desk that has been placed on not a desk, but like essentially a door that has been placed onto a pair of crates turned sideways so that it provides a flat table surface. And standing behind it is perhaps one of the largest mutants you have ever seen. A bear in an enormous leather jacket with some sort of fluffy white material around the collar, a dark leather eye patch covering his left eye, is currently bent over the table, poring over some maps and some charts. Behind him, a slightly smaller member of the bear tribe. This one, a woman. She has just simply a scrap of fabric wrapped around her waist and is sliding a machete along a whetstone. As Ringo, the iguana, enters first and waits for you all to enter the cargo area before sliding the door closed, the bear does not look up from the table initially. The female bear looks up but says nothing, and then goes back to sliding, sharpening her blade on a whetstone. And Ringo waits for a few moments, grows impatient, says, "Hey, Truffaut, I brought him, like you asked for. I think these ones will work." Truffaut holds up a giant, fuzzy paw, and his other hand, a single claw, is tracing a line along something on the map, and then looks up. Welcome, all of you. Ringo says you have done good work for the Resistance. He also says you might be looking to take on more. More watchers, more responsibility. I'm Truffaut. I am the founder of the Resistance, and if you are willing to fight a little harder, to fight a little more directly, there is definitely more to be done here before we can move forward, before we can be free.
Well, I'm certainly up for the task.
Oh, fuck.
I step forward, staff, kind of leading the way. My gangly legs taking me forward. I stand. I get whatever is close. Right. I walk up close to the guy. Kind of like just look him up and down. Right. Take in his massive bare body. I'd like to do a sense emotion on him.
Okay.
I want to see, is this guy cool?
First
Nice
roll.
vibe check.
Yeah,
Vibe check.
Okay. And it works. I have to add the die at the top, or it knows how many die I click. So do I need to add 3 base die and 1 skill die?
If you click Sense Emotion from your character sheet, it should
Yes.
populate it in the left, and you can just roll it for that. Since there's nothing to add or subtract, you're not resisting a dominate, so this is just a regular skill check.
Okay. I don't know if it rolled.
It did roll.
It did? Where?
Do you
On the
not see it on
left-hand
the left
side in the journal.
Yeah.
Oh, in the journal. Sorry, I was on the notes. That's why. Okay. What was the first one? Okay. The first one was a failure.
Oop,
Oh,
there we
I
go.
don't like that. Okay.
Can push,
Ah,
but you will
Okay.
take 1 point of instinct damage, 1 point of, I believe it is, doubt. It's
mm.
either doubt or confusion. I always get these two backwards.
I'll just fail. I'll just take the failure. I'll take the L.
Okay. And again, with the system, when you failed not during a conflict, the only thing I cannot say is that nothing happens. There must always be some sort of consequence for failure. And as you walk up and are trying to sort of size up Truffaut, there is a flash of movement from the other bear who brings the machete up and collides with you, not necessarily causing any damage, but still sending you sprawling to the floor. You are knocked to the ground as she stands above you with a machete poised at you. We don't trust you that much yet. Truffaut holds up another paw and very gently pushes on her arm so the machete is no longer digging into the scaled skin of your throat. It's okay. It's okay. We can see what they have to say. See whether they are willing to join us. Wildpaw. Him up.
Yeah, Wild Paw. It's okay.
Soft growl as she steps back. She, however, does not set set the machete down. She just holds it in her hand at her side.
That was my bad.
I would put it to you, and Truffaut extends a hand to help you back up. I would put it to you that there is perhaps a last test, one more thing to be done. One way to prove that you are as dedicated to the resistance as I need you to be. We have a few cells scattered here and there, but one of the problems we have run into is that the tribes still harbor mistrust of each other. This is most prevalent in the cat and rat tribes, whose war threatens to undermine our efforts to find a way past the Watchers and out of this valley. But it is no less in your own tribe. And his hand is still out to you, Bieber 93, to pick you up off the ground.
My eyes flip, my large frog eyes like blink and sink into my head, and I look at Wild Paw, I think her name was, just
Wild Paw.
just like making sure she's cool. And then I take his hand as he gets me up and say, well, you can't say we lack bravery. Bieber 93, but my friends call me Gamma.
I just put Trufat's picture in Discord. He lifts you to your feet easily. Like his strength is very impressive, and he as you look at Wild Paw, she at least for a moment has the decency to look a little bit embarrassed, but only for a very short moment. Bravery will not be the issue, Gamma. The issue will be that there are old rivalries that even now threaten to undermine our efforts. Your tribe and the Badger tribe, and he looks over at you, Hugh, they also nurture a long distaste for each other. I'm hoping that perhaps we can find a way, all of us, to put aside, to find a way for your two tribes to cease their own hostilities and to therefore then build from there to perhaps put an end to this war between the cats and the rat tribes. That will be difficult. It is no small task. But if we are to succeed, it is a necessary one.
I mean, yeah, it's no small task, but we can definitely handle it. I mean, look, Drake and Cam and me, we all get along. We get along great. We'll set a great example, and we can definitely help set an example for those in the Badger tribe and those in the Reptile tribe. And I'm sure it'll be right as rain in no time. And if we can make that right as rain, we'll make the cats and the rats right as rain. And you were talking. Sorry.
The hint of amusement in his face, and I understand you have no small connection to the Badger tribe, and Gamma, you and I'm sorry, I did not get your actual name. He is looking over at the Komodo dragon. Oni, he is looking at you.
ODB 94. Name Big L. Big
L.
listen.
The names the Watchers have given us Well, it is enough that those who join the resistance take on their own names, choose a name for themselves. Big L, it is. Gamma, Hugh. And you are? And he looks over at the fox in the corner.
Dave.
Forget his name's fucking name.
And Dave rules.
Dave it is.
Dave.
Yeah, he's the coolest of our entire group, actually.
He just shakes his head. He's like, no.
Hell yeah, Dave.
Hewlett shifts uncomfortably.
I think it's him. Points at hold on, I gotta make sure.
I got it.
Hewlett. Yeah, there it is. And he points at Hewlett. It's
Now
him.
Hewlett
He's
really
the
shifts
coolest.
uncomfortably.
I'm gonna point at the bear. He's pretty cool.
Where's that?
You are cool, though, aren't you, True Fault?
Cool. Says it as a question at first, and then the
Yeah.
sound of a bear laughing, especially as it echoes around the metal guts of this helicopter, is suddenly very loud, and even here it almost hurts your ears with the reverberations throughout the room. I suppose so. I suppose so. I have dedicated myself to this cause, and my niece here, Wildpaw, has agreed to this battle with me. I just want what is best for all of us, and I do not believe anymore that the Watchers have our interests at heart. If you agree to join me, if you agree to join us, then perhaps I will tell you how this resistance came to be. But for now, I leave it to you to find one better, one stronger sign that you wish to join the resistance, an act that will help to ignite the fervor in the rest of our kind here, the rest of the animals of Paradise Valley. I fully believe the only way forward for us is out. If you believe as I do, then perhaps we can start now to make this a reality.
So you're saying out.
Out.
He gestures with one paw around, and although you are, sealed inside a metal box, essentially, you can take the meaning to basically be the outside perimeter fence, which you all know is surrounds Paradise Valley with a large number of robotic towers, armed towers. The fence is electrified. The towers themselves are also electrified, so that anyone foolish enough to try to climb one would never succeed in their escape. And he gestures around and says, "Out, away from Paradise Valley, to the humans who are waiting out there for us."
Gamma just starts laughing. That's the most ridiculous thing. The
Why is that?
humans are long gone.
If they were still here, we would know.
Maybe they moved. Maybe they don't like the cold like us. Maybe that's it.
Well, one day they will return, but if they were here, they would come for us.
Probably better food at where they are. That's probably why they haven't came back. If that was the case,
Regardless, crossing interior fences are one thing, but going outside. I've never been outside.
None of us has. The Watchers ensure that that is the case, but all the legends say, all the traditions, everything that has been passed down says that we are to make our way out. But that is for the future. Out. As it stands, the Watchers still keep us here, watch over us all the time, and make sure that none of us gets above our station. Surely you all have seen them take members of our tribe, seen them gather or harass us. Looking to each of you as if looking for confirmation.
that is true. I have seen do it over the years. Some people don't come back.
Well, yeah, I
If
mean
they do, they're
that's their purpose. It's the purpose the humans gave them, and it's our job to learn how to defend ourselves and defeat them, and then and only then will we be ready to join the humans. It's why they're there. It's why the humans left all of this, so that we could learn, so that we could be ready.
no. I refuse to believe that. I think the Watchers are twisting the words of the Maker. Why would they ascend us and then leave these things to inhibit us? No, the one they will return one day and ascend us further to be like them.
I don't believe that. I think they're hiding something, and it's keeping us from it. I want to go see what it is.
Well, it sounds like there's one thing that we all agree on, and that is our future is in reuniting with the humans. And how and why and when, that may all be in question. But I for one, am tired of waiting, and I want to take action to see it happen.
What about
I
you,
can't
Dog
believe you're
Tribe?
getting worked up like this.
But dog tribe.
There is a little bit of an edge when Truffaut calls out to you, Drake. Or rather, when he says the words "dog tribe" specifically.
Mm-hmm.
The Watchers, your tribe is closest to the Watchers, receives extra food, extra artifacts, extra everything.
Mm-hmm.
What do you Are you prepared to go against that? To go against them? It will risk your status in your tribe.
Yes, but it doesn't mean it has to be advertised. I can pull both strings to still treat it like an achievable goal.
And what does that make your achievable goal? Do you wish to escape Paradise Valley to freedom? Or do you
Equality.
wish equality with the Watchers?
With he gestures to the rest of the group and to him and then his people. With the rest of the tribes. Like there's no concrete proof or reasoning for why we have to be the closest, but we are. And then he gestures to the two elders of the group. If anybody would know, I'd assume any of the elders would know. But even then, they're not old enough to know the full history.
It goes far back, farther than I know. I don't want to be here anymore.
Perhaps there are things that you will discover, or things that we will all find together that will make the road forward a lot brighter than it can be right now. I don't know the best way to settle the rivalry between your two tribes. And he gestures between Hugh, Big L, and Gamma. Big L, oh boy. He gestures between the three of you. Whether you wish to start, whether you wish to call a parley, whether you wish to find some older or newer or something, perhaps during the upcoming celebrations. We must be a united group if we are to bring down the Watchers. Even if it's just long enough for us to escape, if we are to find the truth of this place, it cannot be as a fractured group.
So, our first task is simply ending the war between cats and dogs.
And badgers and lizards,
Am I not mistaken? I thought it was cats and rats.
cats and rats.
It
Cats
is
and
cats and rats,
rats.
but he is making the point that the more immediate issue is why can I not figure out where to share this handout again? Is to deal with your own tribes. There is a long-standing rivalry between the reptile tribe and the badger tribe.
Mm-hmm.
A rivalry that actually goes on much longer than even the current war between the cat and the rat tribes, which is relatively recent. Or, as he said, anything. If there is something else that you all think of that can prove that you are, full steam ahead with the resistance, then that the rivalry thing is just his suggestion.
So just so I know, he's asking us, he's asking us to end the conflict between the rat and the cat,
end the conflict between the reptile and
Not rat
badger?
and cat. Not rat and cat. That is for the future. He is hoping
Okay.
to use a
Long-term goal. That is a long-term goal.
long-term goal. Yes.
Right.
The
right.
more the current goal ahead of you is
Right.
trying to get getting the reptile and badger cessation of hostilities. Theoretically, that would then be able to be used as a point, in the future, trying to get the rat and cat tribes.
Right. And this is all to demonstrate to True Thought that we are serious about the effort we're going to put in with the resistance. And if we can come up with if we want to, we don't have to, right? But if we want to come up with some other alternative that will prove to him that our efforts are serious, that might also be applicable. So if I understand correctly, Ted, the goal is to demonstrate to him that we're serious about joining the resistance. His proposal is that to do that, we capitalize on the fact that there's a member of the Badger tribe and 2 members of the Reptile tribe, and try and use that to broker some peace between those 2 tribes.
Correct.
Okay. Hey, by the way,
got it.
can anybody see notes in the notes tab, or are these my private notes?
They're your
Those
private
are your
notes.
private notes.
Okay, I was curious. I was like, I don't know if they're seeing that I'm like notating this stuff.
Don is
What?
talking so much shit about us right now in them notes.
Yeah, why'd you call me an asshole, man?
That's all it is. That's all it is. Look at it. I found this funny name. Ha ha, poopy head.
Okay. Also, Gamma, if you look, I don't know why I said Gamma when I'm speaking to the player, not the character. Sean, if you look on the bottom right-hand side, you'll see the 4 tabs: scene, story, tools, handouts. You should, if you go to handouts, see a number of handouts, one of which is a map of the area, one of which is the combat primer that is linked in Discord, and then the pages of the character sheet. When further handouts become available, that is where they will be.
I see that.
Okay, perfect. Originally, they were not shared with you, so I need to get that done. So many gifts in Discord already.
You're so welcome, Ted. I have more. Just keep saying things and I will find them. My personal favorite is the festival when the dog was twerking.
Dog twerk.
Yeah, when they were talking about Dog Gang getting special treatment to you, Dustin, I was just thinking, I was like, yo, hashtag deserved. right, deserved.
Oh, man.
So you all are standing in the metal carcass of a helicopter crash landed at the bottom of a long ravine in the badger habitat. It's funny because everything in the book says bear, and then you go to the map and it's in the badger, but I liked it better in the badger, so it's staying where it is on the map. You have been introduced by Ringo the iguana to Truffaut the bear, who is the founder of the resistance in Paradise Valley, and has said that while they do have cells in some places in Paradise Valley, some resistance cells, all of those cells are all single tribe cells. That is, all of the members are only members of one tribe, and that there are some difficulties coordinating the various tribes because they don't want, the various cells, because there are some tribal rivalries at play here. To that end, he is hoping that your group, which is not of a single tribe but is individually recruited members, might be able to alleviate that issue and do some good work for the resistance in their efforts. Ringo has stayed near you all, near the doors to the cockpit of the helicopter. He stayed silent this whole time, other than the occasional rustle of his puffy jacket as he shifts, sometimes picking up an insect here or there and popping it into his mouth.
You know, I say this every time we meet, Ringo. I love that jacket on you.
You and does that thing where you sort of roll your shoulders a bit to make yourself look a little bigger and brushes off one of the sleeves. Thank you. I traded for this a while ago. Best decision I ever made. Well, maybe second best, but
Hey, speaking of trade, anybody have any scrap?
Oh. No.
Quick question,
Mhm.
Ted. The fight that we had, that was a like a make believe thing. It wasn't real, right? Like we did go from fight to now we're talking to bear.
correct. Yeah, correct.
Okay,
Those
because
two
I would
things.
have given him a machete, but
I, I do like the idea that at one point you all did meet, just in happenstance at a fight like that, but that's purely my own headcanon. So,
oh, okay.
I mean, or it's not. If you all want to have met that way, I'm good with that.
I like not having 2 to 3 broken weapons right now, so I'm gonna take.
Well, I mean, no. The effects of that fight were so long ago. You would have new gear. Like
Oh, okay.
any of the damage is gone. Damage to your gear is repaired. Only you've got your arrow back.
My one arrow. Let's go.
Your one arrow.
Hell yeah, dude.
He is
Um,
the hunter. He's not a hunter.
I like the idea of not having fought a sentinel yet. Like all of us having like still kind of scared of these things,
Yeah.
right?
Well, to be fair, I think even after having fought one, probably still pretty scary.
Still kind of scared of these things.
Sentinels are still kind of scary. But no, that was just to do a trial combat, so we got a handle on the way the system works. We got to see the danger of combat in action, and we got to try out Alchemy's roller, so we have a better idea how some of the systems work once we have to get them going. So yeah, like I said, all the effects of that combat are undone. Your gear is fine, your armor is fine. As I remember, your armor took some damage. Everything is back.
Is we're like leaving this place, right? At the moment, is that currently what's happening? We're like exiting out of the helicopter.
I think you were all just sort of standing around. I didn't know if anyone had any other questions for Truffaut or
Oh, okay.
anything like that. Ringo's just kind of chilling with you since he did bring you here.
All right. First, I do not have any scrap for you. I barely. uh,
Hmm. Well, that does bring up a good question. What's the compensation rate for the work?
oh, I usually just give food and they give me something back.
The Resistance does have some supplies, and he looks at some of the crates that are scattered around the inside of the helicopter. Not much. We don't have.
Ooh.
I mean, we don't have enough. There's not enough right now. The Resistance is growing, but it is not.
Hmm. So we should make do with what we can find.
Whatever you can find, whatever you can scavenge, whatever you can barter for, we are not quite at the capacity to create armaments for everyone in the Resistance yet.
But we will be. I've seen a great future.
You and does one of those little low bear grumbles, and if you have seen it, that gives me even more hope. But my determination is I am determined, and with or without your assistance, I mean to see this through. But it seems like we all have the same goal. We all have this determination for freedom.
Well, are we going to take up any more of Truefault's time?
I don't plan on that.
Great. Hugh, you're from around here. Where can we eat? Better yet, where can we get a bath?
Adam has stepped away, so
In the river.
Hmm.
If we step outside the, helicopter, are we meant to were we like blindfolded and brought here? Like,
No.
do we know where we
no.
are?
You know where you are. You know
Okay.
exactly how to get back.
The helicopter, are we meant, does this give the impression that this is the resistance headquarters, or we're just meeting here?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
This
I
seems
didn't know
to,
like how locked down this place was,
Right.
other than Truffaut and Wildpaw, you did not see anyone else here.
Okay.
And the helicopter itself has been used as a shelter for a while. It is it's reasonably well known. Now, given that it is in the badger habitat, it is largely used by members of the badger tribe, or at least would be if the badgers, strayed farther from their main outpost. That said, it is right on the edge of the forest, so a lot of hunters do come through and use it. But given the meeting you just had, you get the feeling that Truffaut might have moved in, and he's kind of got the size to stake that claim.
How many other people are here in this camp now?
At the helicopter?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like there's
None.
like the beginning of a thing,
Uh,
So just the two bears and maybe Ringo if he sticks.
yeah, and you know, especially as a reptile, he does not stick to the helicopter.
Yeah.
Actually, all of you know Ringo, even before you joined, even before you agreed to follow him here. Ringo is, like I said earlier, one of the more prolific merchants, one of the more prolific traders of Paradise Valley, and he travels from habitat to habitat with I won't say like clockwork. It's not like it's a regular schedule, but he does travel very frequently and um, has done so extensively enough that most of the tribes give him reasonable access. And part of it is does have a reputation as sort of not necessarily the best trader in the world. Uh, it's not difficult to sort of get one over on him sometimes. But it is also for that reason that there is sort of an unspoken agreement that nobody does. Like, you don't mess with Ringo because, in addition to being the most reliable traveling merchant in Paradise Valley, he's also kind of the news service. Like, he can tell you what's going on in some of the other habitats because he makes those trips regularly. And you and Big L, especially being fellow reptiles, know that he does maintain a den near the terrarium, but is not in it frequently because he does travel for his merchant work.
Okay.
As we wait for Hugh's recommendation on places to eat. I'd like to spend time to kneel before the great maker's edifice and try to comprehend this helicopter.
Okay.
Um,
Adam, you are back.
I am.
Okay.
I don't.
Go ahead, Oni.
I'm not exactly sure there's places for us to like eat like a restaurant per se, but I feel like there's places to find food, and especially since we're both reptile, I feel like it would be a harder uh thing to start up of like getting that trade in. And I know I don't have a lot of trade because like there's no such thing as like currency; it's just bartering, right?
Correct.
So I already have my little bits of rations. I know I can go find more eventually. So I'm not,
It's more of like an excuse to go and do something else rather than like strictly getting something to eat. It doesn't have to be like actually eating. It's more of like a, hey, what else are we doing? Like, what are we doing now? I have food. I got shit tons of food, dude. I am covered, bro.
we can establish ourselves as like at least friendly faces for the reptile tribe and build up like a rapport, right?
Yeah. You talking about you want to like walk around, meet people, right? Make a good impression?
Try to try to do something
Yeah,
like that.
in Badger Town? Yeah. I don't know anything about this helicopter.
That is a failure so far. You can push if you'd like. You're not taking any damage yet.
And if I push and there is damage, you do take the damage, right?
You do take the damage. That is correct.
And this is wits? Oh god, I only have 2 wits, dude. I don't think I can risk wits runs. I
I'll-
think it's more like cool if I get it.
I will see Gamma contemplating this magnificent artifact from the humans that I have pondered over many times before. And I will attempt to comprehend as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You can push that. I don't know if you want to push that though.
No, I'll be like, so some mysteries escape even the greatest brains. Why I look up to you so much, Gamma. You can see what the rest of us can't. And I hope that that includes a wonderful future reunited with the humans.
Maybe. I hope if they're out there, which I don't think they are, but if they are, I do hope to meet one. But I don't know that you should look up so much. I can't even hear the whispers of this thing.
What happened to my theme? Okay, well, we're just not going to use it because yeah, that's not good.
Look, I think, speaking to everyone, I think our best chance to get food and water replenished is probably at the Badger outpost. But if we want to do that, we probably need to decide whether or not we want to undertake Truefault's challenge and try and broker some sort of peace.
Gamma looks over at Big L, kind of like shares a glance, right? One eye blinks, then the other eye blinks at a sequence, right? Which I think is secret reptile speak, by the way. I think he and I can talk with our eyes.
Awesome.
um it's kind of like I don't know it's like a doubt. I feel doubtful about our chances, right? It's been going on for so long. That's the glance I share with you.
Yeah, as I look at you with my very dead vacant eye. um, I this is a big task, but it is quite pivotal that we do this. Uh, I doubt it, but I feel like we can at least come to a sort of truce, not maybe buddies or good friends, but at least a ceasefire. Where,
Maybe we could start with less eating of each other.
Look, we all got to start somewhere. I think that's a great place to start.
yeah,
I, for one, have never eaten badger.
go look away.
Okay, well, maybe when we proceed and try and accomplish this, maybe we don't recount what we have and haven't done, and we just talk about moving forward.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, you wanted to meet the people, Big Al. The trade post sounds like a good place to start. Although, just to be clear, does anyone need food and water?
Uh, I am running a little low, particularly on water. Um,
Well, how low?
I got water to drink for today.
Mm-hmm. And tomorrow?
Uh, Tomorrow's gonna be a bit of a problem.
How's? Oh, you have water for today.
Yeah, yes, that's
Oh,
good. That's right.
you should have said something.
I'll give you one clean water ration.
Oh, awesome, thank you.
Does anyone else need water? Food? I stocked up before we left.
Mm, no. Oh, drink.
Yes.
Oh, Dave. I mean, yeah. Uh, how do you feel about the plan so far?
I'm okay. I'm good with it. I'm down for it. I he in his mind he's just thinking of the things he can punch. If he's going to be able to get to punch them.
Um, well, I think it's nice to have you here, Dave, to have a third party to make it seem a little less jarring to have us two, uh, motioning between me and Gamma, walking around the Badger tribe.
Oh, that's right. Frogs count as reptiles. I was like, why are y'all worried about it? In my head, frogs were something totally different.
I'm a big L for big lizard, man. Like I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward,
Frog and
actually.
Komodo dragon. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. That was me. I just didn't remember what was all part of the reptiles. I keep picturing snakes.
Honestly, they'll be pleased to just to have a seer among them. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Mm.
Well, um, I sort of
I
feel like if we're all going to be going to the outpost together, now's probably a good time for me to come clean a little bit. Um, it's I mean I'll be more welcome than either of you two, uh, Gamma and Big L, but probably not by much. Um, I haven't spent a whole lot of time in the outpost in the recent past. Um, and I think that's been sort of a mutual decision between me and the Badger tribe. I don't know that they're gonna be very happy to see me.
Um,
Oh, I get it. You're a tent pole.
What does that mean?
A, a tadpole that grew up in the tents. It's okay. They only look down on you a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I hope that's the case. I mean, it's maybe a little more complicated since their uh their leaders sort of my well, we're kin.
okay. It's either this, or I'm going to be honest with you. Uh, the reptile tribe defends our territory s- aggressively, and they might just kill you, honestly. Uh, so I think this is
Huh.
the better option.
Well, I'm sure you guys wouldn't let them do that, right? You wouldn't just let them kill me, right?
Of course not.
Vacant dead eyes stared at you.
Okay, well
No,
let's go see Paul and see what we can um work out. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. There's no reason to be concerned. I'm sure it'll be fine. They'll be happy to see us.
Of course. It's a homecoming.
Yes, homecoming. That's exactly right. A homecoming.
all right, we heading out.
Alrighty. The Badger Burrows, as they are called, I believe, Badger Burrows, is it's a couple hours away walking. You know, it's a it's a good few miles away. We can go ahead and try out. I will just start at the top of the list since that is a good spot. Not somebody, Adam, if you will roll 3 base dice for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we are doing, there's a new random encounter system, which we'll occasionally use. I don't always use random encounters, but sometimes it's fun. You roll base dice based on the threat level of the area around you. Okay. And in this case, there's nothing happening. It's night. Most things are settled in for the evening. There are the chirps of insects all around you. As you all set off for the Badger Burrow, however, Ringo, yeah, I'm not doing that. So, good luck. I'll see you two back at the terrarium, and well, I guess if Trifot sends me for you, you two will see me at some point.
Ringo. No, come back, Ringo. Aw, they definitely like him best.
Man, he moves fucking fast.
Hmm.
Well, no, I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Well, look, they're gonna make new friends. You're gonna make new friends. We're all gonna have new friends. It's gonna be great.
With new friends.
And scrap.
Your
Um,
trip.
no,
Go ahead.
I would just say that given that you've already mentioned that there's we don't encounter anything, I think I would lead them to one of the two concrete buildings that are they're part of the outpost, but not the most inhabited by far parts of the outpost, and just show them, this is a window that I sat in when I was younger and would stare off because you can, from this side of the building, you can see the fence and see, sort of beyond it. Um, and just, give them a little bit of the lay of the land, part to make them more comfortable being here, but also partly stalling because I don't really want to take them into the burrow proper.
Yep. Like Adam said, a pair of large concrete buildings sitting on top of a hill, not that far from the outer fence. You can actually see a number of the guard towers and see the sky outside of your enclosure. Um, there is no one in these concrete buildings, and to look at them, you would guess that that's pretty normal. That there's nobody in these things on a regular basis. There are all kinds of areas where the floors have begun to collapse, where the concrete is getting dry and crumbly. This is not at all a problem for you, Hugh. You have spent a significant amount of time here, and it is because of their lack of habitation that you have come here very often.
I think like standing, like we're like in spreading out in the space, right? Pacing in the center of the room, looking at the abandoned place, and say,
Well, I didn't see this coming. I thought this was a trading post.
Are you confusing this with the trading post in the dog tribe?
"No, he said he was taking us to a trading post."
Oh.
Is that not what Adam said? Am I mistaken?
No, I'm taking you to the tribe's outpost.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Okay. I'm just remarking that it's empty.
Yep. Yeah.
I got it. I misunderstood. Apologies.
Okay.
I think I'll explain at that point that it's that well, this isn't really the outpost proper. This is sort of the above ground sort of marker or waypoint that lets you know that you're um, in the right spot. As you can imagine, y'all have seen me burrow on occasion. Um, Most of the outpost is in tunnels underground. Um, I don't know how comfortable y'all feel going down there and in there, but I can certainly lead the way. Or if you'd rather wait here and see if I can bring a contingent out, I could certainly try that too.
Well, how far down does it go?
I tell you how far down it goes.
No.
Okay, I mean, I burrow a little bit, but that's wow.
Yeah, I
I-
mean it's real cozy, it's real nice, but I understand it's not really for everybody. So I want to I want you guys to be comfortable.
Is there water down there?
Yeah, I mean there's water stores and food stores down there.
Hmm.
I'm good
What
with
about?
going down there.
I'm sorry. What was that, Big Al?
I'm good with going down there.
Oh, okay. Because I was not. But if you are,
Drake? Dave. Fuck.
Yes.
You want to go down?
Okay. Dave is a simple individual. He will say yes.
Nice.
Let's go.
All right. I will happily lead them into some of the tunnels. I think that as I go down there, I make um, whatever the sort of traditional noises are so that other members of the tribe know, it's all tunnels, right? So you can't, it's not like you're seeing somebody approaching from over the hill or whatever. So I've got to imagine there's some sort of particular noises or clicks or scratches that they use to communicate, like, oh, I'm a tribe member, I'm returning. It's not, invaders coming in to the borough.
Well, you know full well, having
Mhm.
been a member of Badger Borough your whole life, they are almost certainly aware that you all
Mhm.
are here. there are guards hidden all over the place, and the tunnels themselves. There are. It's not really a guard house. It's more like a guard burrow, a guard chamber, near any of the entrances to the tunnels. And sure enough, as you exit the concrete buildings and head to the closest tunnel entrance, this entire area being kind of pockmarked with entrances to Badger Burrow, but generally hidden as best they can to make them. You got to know where they are to find them, but you do know where they are.
And I'm setting off every semaphore flag I know to indicate that I'm friendly. These people are friendly. Everything's cool. Everybody calm down. And although I'm doing that, I think there's only a 50-50 chance that it'll work. But I don't let on to that.
Yeah, you know fairly well. It's probably not 50-50 even. They're gonna step out in front, and a pair of badgers with scrap spears do step out to bar your path when you enter the tunnel, and they look and see you, and you know of the, like, you've seen these people. They're guards. You don't know them by name, but as you know, you being who you are, they know who you are. Like, they know you. And there is a look of excuse me, there is a look that crosses their faces at first when they see Gamma and Big L, and kind of gloss over you at first, where they're so excited. It's killing time. But then their eyes fall down to you, and the look on their face just fades into confusion.
Of course they're with this asshole.
Hell, you bringing them here for? What is this?
Look,
a couple of scales here? Hugh.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy. I mean, look, they're friends of mine, and what we wanted to talk about was I wanted to see the big man and talk a little bit about maybe just easing some of the tension between the two tribes. I think we've got a real opportunity to forge some meaningful connections and soften some of this generations long animosity. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't it be nice if we had one less enemy we had to worry about? This is Big L, and this is Gamma, and this is Dave. Bondra and Malkin. Is that I think. I have no idea if I'm getting it right for either of these guys, but I'm trying. I'm throwing it out there.
You got Bondra. Actually,
Okay.
let me write that down.
Yeah.
I'll give you Bondra.
Nice.
Yo, Bondra, dude.
Look.
How's your Bondra today, bro?
Right. I can't tell you how happy it makes me that Badgers are named after hockey players. Like it's it's the second time my sports viewership has paid off. The other time is I can't tell you how many of you in the Deadlands games have come across just random NPCs who you're like, oh, what's this dude's name? I'm like, I don't know. Stargell. It's Stargell. Just some baseball player. And I'm like, nobody here knows baseball players.
Nope.
This would be great.
Could not tell you. But this is Bondra and Kolzig.
Oh, I'm sorry, but look, I'm being mistaken for Malkin. Hey, that's not a bad thing. It's a really good dude right there. So I apologize, Kolzig. I'll be sure to remember it. Kolzig. This is Bondra and this is Kolzig, guys. Say hi.
That guy's an asshole. I should know he's my brother.
I shrink behind Gamma.
The two guards look down at you and look across all of you like completely perplexed. That there are reptiles here, that they are here with the person that they're here with, and then there's this other fucking huge guy. Like, who the fuck are you? What are you doing here? But very, very slowly, they actually, you know what? This is a good time to try out the dominate system.
Oh,
You are trying to get them to do something that they're pretty sure they should not do. Like, that just these are reptiles trying to come in here. Now, there are a number of modifiers to a dominate conflict, a dominance conflict. And I just scrolled past the thing. So, your rank and your opponent's rank both affect your dominate roll. If your rank is higher, you get a +1. If the rank is lower, you get a -1 for every point of difference. This guy does not have a roll, so he does not get a bonus from that at all. And basically has a default rank.
Just so I'm
Good
clear,
gravy. Okay,
who's making this dominate roll?
you are.
It's you.
Oh, good lord.
What's your? Are we allowed to know your rank?
I don't know, Ted. Are they allowed to know my rank?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The rank
I
is
could
something
not-
you all
I could-
instinctively know.
I could not possibly. You couldn't have a worse person to make the dominate roll. My rank is 1.
Okay.
Drake's gonna lean over in your ear and he's gonna be like, puff your chest out, roll your shoulders back, stand tall. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I do exactly what Dave tells me to do. Great.
Can I get
And
some
not
help on it?
shout out to Dave.
I'd like to precog. I'd like to precog if I could, and see a future where he talks to this man and it goes, see which way it goes.
Okay, there are, however, other modifiers
Yeah.
for this dominant conflict. You have more people on your side. You outnumber him 2 to
Mhm.
1. That gives you a +1 to your roll.
Okay.
What you ask for doesn't cost your opponent anything. That's true. Like, well, actually,
Yeah.
that's not true. I'm not going to, because, he's supposed to be guarding. On the other hand, you are who you are. So I think
Right.
that,
Mhm.
I will give that one. So that's another +1. Your opponent
Okay.
has suffered trauma? No. You have helped your opponent earlier? Also no. So you're getting an overall of +2.
Yeah.
Your rank is 1. His rank is 2. So overall,
Mhm.
your modifier is +1.
Got it.
-1 because your rank is lower than his. +2 because you have more people, and what you're asking for is neither dangerous, nor is it
Right.
anything that
is
costs
there-
him anything.
right. The +1. What does that mean? Is it an additional die, or is it literally just a +1?
It is a modification. So just like in combat, it is
Okay.
a change in your skill die. I'm actually going to give you another +1 because position is one of the things that can be
Gotcha.
So it's and the
so
plus
it is a total +2.
plus anything is more skill die.
Correct. That is
Never
correct.
core
And
die.
So
it's
what you
always
can
skill
do
die.
is if you click dominate, it'll populate it in the bottom left. You can click the white thing in the center.
Yeah.
To bring up the die modifiers, you can click skill twice. That
Right.
will add
That'll
the
add
2
2.
modifier.
Yeah. So I think I got
And
it.
then if you, I'm sorry, yes, add one more. Drake, I assumed you were assisting.
Great.
So that is another +1.
So it's a total of it's a total of 3 additional skill die is what I'm adding.
That is correct.
Great. Here we go, team.
Yeah, you got
did
it.
you
I don't-
did you want to precog anything?
No. It's you.
Okay.
This is a good moment
I
for
got it.
you, and I think you got it, man.
I got it.
All right. No successes so far. You can push the roll.
Yeah.
As you should.
I feel.
Oh,
Dave's,
I'm sorry. Also,
Mhm.
you have a hockey mask, correct?
Yeah, I
believe
do have a hockey mask. Yeah.
Adds 1 to dominate. So
Okay.
If you're going to
Great.
push, go ahead and push, and then we'll roll the extra skill die.
Well, how about if I do this? I'll just roll another dominate. It'll count as my push, and I'll add the 4 skill dice
Yeah,
to it.
that makes perfect sense.
Great. I feel Dave's elbow in my back, like not in an aggressive way, but just like forcing me to push my shoulders back and chest up. And here we go again. Oh boy.
3
There
successes.
we go.
It looks scary, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's
Some
good.
fucking balls.
Yes. Okay. When you succeed on a dominate check, the people or the target of your domination now has a choice. They can either do what you say,
Mhm.
or they must immediately attack you
Mhm.
using fight, shoot, or any sort of animal power. There is a stunt with dominate for extra successes beyond the first. If you had just rolled 1 success, you would
Mhm.
succeed. For every success you earn beyond the first, you sow extra fear in your opponent's heart. They suffer 1 point of doubt for every additional success you roll beyond the first. And if this amount of doubt would break them, if it would reduce their
Wit, right?
wits. It's going to take me forever to remember
Yeah.
which one is wits. Doubt affects instinct. That makes sense.
Instinct. Okay.
If their instinct is reduced to 0, if they are broken by that, they do not get the choice to attack you. They must immediately roll over and do what you say.
Mhm.
In this case, they are not broken by this. However, they are also not going to attack you. This is not worth fighting you over. If you want to lead your friends, these reptile members, into the heart of Burrow Badger, where they are going to be horrifically outnumbered, hey, that's on you. So
Sounds like a great idea.
I ain't scared.
Perfect.
you make the argument of, we're just gonna go in, we're gonna and they look at you for a moment, just give a big like shake of their head and sigh, and they step out of your way. They pull their spears back and back up into the doorway of the chambers that they were in before they moved to bar your path, and they go,
Yeah.
all right, Hugh. I mean, this one's on you, Hugh. This one's on you. You do what you got to do. Just do us a favor, yeah. Don't let your dad know you came in this way.
Yeah, I understand. No problem. Fuck Malkin, right? Yeah, that guy's an ass. And you'd know because he's your brother. Okay, great. But I wouldn't know because I didn't talk to you, because I didn't come in here. We didn't come in here. We haven't seen you. We don't even know where you are. Hey guys, let's go quick. It's time to
Who's Malkin?
Well, that's his brother, but we don't know that because we weren't here and we didn't talk to him.
Hmm.
Listen, let's move fast and no diversions. It's time to see the Iserman.
Are you just going straight there?
Yeah.
Hugh leads you through the tunnels of Badger Burrow. These tunnels are sizable. Somewhere between 6.5, maybe even 7 feet high in places.
Gulp.
Plenty wide enough for you to walk 3-4 people next to each other. There is not a lot in the way of like concrete. It's all stone and dirt and the occasional support beams, a little bit of mortise here and there. Not a ton. This is a burrow. This is not tunnels. This is not like a sewer or a sublevel. You walk past a number of other badgers and of other members of the badger tribe. Badgers and wolverines, martens, stoats, weasels, all kinds of creatures who are moving around at a fairly frenetic pace. Like, no one here is walking and idly taking their time. Except, maybe Hugh. Maybe Hugh, even at his fastest, seems to move a lot slower than everyone else that you see in Badger Burrow. There are a number of guards that look like they're going to stop you. They clearly think about it a few times and then just decide, you know what, this isn't worth it. They got in here. A couple times, somebody starts to step into your way, like stands there, and Hugh, you just have to be, you are able to just kind of, hey, we got in. We're just going to see my dad. And the moment you mention Iserman, everybody just backs out of the way, like, oh, don't want any of that. And through these dirt tunnels into what looks like a large great chamber. Imagine like a great room in an old kind of Viking longhouse. There are a number of benches, wooden benches that are set into the floor. There is a long sort of like a fire pit, but it's not flames. It's mostly just coals. And there are the occasional metal pipe sticking through the roof that you would imagine serves as ventilation. Whereas everywhere else is mostly transitory, people moving around the tunnels, going from place to place. This area is sedate is not the right word. It's definitely not the right word. This place is rowdy. It is bawdy. There are people all over the place drinking and eating and partaking of whatever the hunters have brought back. A couple of various kinds of grazers, waddlers, some prey animals that have been brought back and are roasting in the center of this great chamber. It is not hard to pick out the leadership of the Badger tribe. They sit a little bit above everyone else, not much, raised maybe half a foot. Not a fancy platform, just a slightly higher level of dirt. There are 3 individuals, one a wolverine, one a badger, and another a weasel. And they are bent over a table, their backs largely visible, but Hugh, you know very well who the badger is. These are the tribal elders. Among them, Iserman 33, a very, very large badger. Clearly a muscular individual, clearly one of the tribe's warriors. He has an axe sitting on the ground next to him, even though you are down here eating. He is just decked in scraps and bits of hide of some creature or another from of Paradise Valley, serving as some sort of armor. And as you all enter, this rowdiness does begin to quiet as eyes turn to look at you.
Wow. Teal, I didn't know you were so respected.
Oh, well, let's not jump to any conclusions quite yet. As I walk up and approach my father, like, hi, Dad, sir, hi. I know it's been a bit. I wanted to introduce you to my friends, and maybe we could all sit down and have a conversation. If if you've got time, if you don't, that's okay. I mean, maybe we should come back.
The badger turns in his seat to look at you all and stretches himself up, stands to his feet, and begins to stretch himself up to his full height, which is honestly not very impressive Drake, you are taller than this person, and yet still this badger seems to fill this great room. The look on his face, the smile, very clearly plastered on for the benefit of the rest of his tribe, and man, does he struggle to hold it in place a little bit as he says, "Ah, 19, my son."
Hi,
My
Dad.
son.
And I'll go up and give him a hug. It
Sort of,
is not comfortable.
it is not. You are all uncomfortable.
Yeah.
As he just sort of awkwardly pats your head.
So, these are my friends. I've been traveling with her a little bit. This is Dave and Big L, and this is Gamma. Gamma's a seer.
The very large yellowy eyes of Iserman turn to each of you as you are named, and there is no nod of the head or anything like that. There is no greeting made as he just looks you over and eventually says, "Friends of my son, I welcome you to Badger Burrow. Iserman, 19. Tell me again why you have brought these guests here."
Well, we come hoping to forge or not fully forge, but maybe just take the first couple steps down the road to a new day for the Badger tribe. You see, there's been some talk that maybe the hostilities between the reptile tribe and the badger tribe isn't doing either tribe much good, and that if we forge the bonds of friendship amongst a couple, maybe we can get to a place where we can live and let live. Right, guys?
Yes.
Indeed.
I think you need to breathe.
That's good advice, Dave. Thank you. So, see, Dad, sir, um, that that's why I brought my friends here, but also to introduce you because they are my friends and we are traveling, and so I think might want to know who your boy's spending time with, sir, Dad, sir.
The Wolverine and the Weasel stand, and with a nod of his head, the Iserman 33, the Badger, dismisses them. And as they as they walk off, they definitely keep their eyes on you. They do not approach you. They do not touch you at all. You want an end to the hostilities.
Well,
I don't know why you're here. I mean, this has been a grudge on the part of the reptiles for a while now.
Oh.
Sit at my table.
Yeah, immediately I'd sit.
All of you, sit.
I'm going to sit.
Thank you indeed.
There's a lot of pleading with the eyes from Hewlett and the various party members.
Looking over the prey animals they're eating, they any lizards, any reptiles?
There are not. No, they are eating. Grazers are a category of animal that you are all familiar with. There is explicitly no nature. Yeah, there's no role for them. Everybody is familiar with grazers. These are various mutated species from the Gen Labs that have either escaped or at some point were introduced to Paradise Valley and have outcompeted their enemies. These guys are eating what is called a muskhorn. a timid, cloven-hooved animal. They come in many different colors. They're essentially like, think of a deer, but with like, you know how frogs like inflate their throat? They have a like furry version of that. They have a big flap of brightly colored purple fur that they use to attract mates. And the sound of them howling at night is very, well, you all are used to it. For us, it would be off-putting.
Is it like howler monkeys? That's what I picture.
I mean, maybe, probably.
Ed, what's the deal with me being a frog and having a sticky tongue? Can I like snatch stuff?
Little enough stuff, I will allow it.
Yeah, can I like grab
Because-
like food, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yeah, cool.
He was like, "You're
absolutely.
not gonna body snatch people right now."
Yeah, yeah, I don't,
I didn't
I
think
don't
that-
think of that. Yeah,
I didn't think that that's what he was asking for, but like,
the one
but,
day
yeah,
if
like, absolutely
if
hell
I get
yes.
strong enough, if I get big enough.
I will make an animal power for Sticky Tongue if I have to, because hell yes.
Every
Sticky tongue.
in-game day, Gamma's going to be doing those tongue exercises so that
Yeah.
one
Tongue
day,
push-ups.
right?
Tongue push-ups. Oh my god.
Does Atlas seat himself at the table with everyone else?
He tries, but everybody else is smaller, so he feels like he just has to like scrunch his legs together.
Yeah,
to
you
fit in.
you definitely do. Although you are not quite the size of Truffaut, like you are still a big fox. And
Are we-
the go ahead.
I was just gonna say, are me and Drake having just two really big fucking guys at this table?
Yeah. Like I said, Iserman is not exactly tall, but like, dude is bulk and is. I mean, there's a reason he has maintained control over the Badger Burrow. And when you all are seated, he also seats himself back where he was. You can see that there was, in addition to the food, there were a number of maps depicting the habitats, which you get barely a glimpse of before he rolls them up and sets them aside, and gestures to this roasted muskhorn. Please help yourselves.
Yeah,
at-
I for sure
yeah.
snatched some.
As I'm picking at the food, I'd say, "Look, I'm not crazy, and I'm not stupid. I don't think that me and my friends showing up here means that there can be peace between our two tribes. But we've got to start somewhere. It has to start somewhere if there's ever going to be peace. And this is as good a time, and this is as good an opportunity as any. When's the last time you had friendly members of the reptile tribe in the burrow, Dad? Sir, Dad.
He runs a long claw through the fur on his chin, kind of shows his teeth. Never. Can't say it's ever happened. But that ain't on us. You have to ask them. They're the ones that hate us. I know most tribes, they look down on us, don't think much about us badgers. Truth is, we're stronger than a lot of them, and I think that makes them scared, worries them.
He listens more at the word that says after he or stronger.
We may have common ground there, then. Because from my perspective, as reptiles, we are a small tribe. So we have to stick together and fight a little harder than everybody else, right? But I feel like it is detrimental for us to keep fighting like this in the long term.
We both know what it means to struggle,
Hmm.
to fight. We need not fight each other. There are greater enemies.
He reaches over and shreds some of the meat of this roasted creature off the bones with his claws. Does not bother to use the utensils that are on the table. We got enough going on trying to manage for ourselves. Hunting's getting harder, other creatures moving into our habitat. And he just sort of eyes the bow that you're carrying, Big L. We've got
Oh, who should let him know I only got one arrow?
eyes like the sheer size of Drake. We got dog tribe always trying to tell us what we provide ain't so useful. That trading market not exactly friendliest place for us. We got the cats and the rats not far from us. Cats to our north, just fighting all the time. Penned in is what we are. Penned in and forgotten. Hell, I think sometimes if it wasn't for the reptiles' hatred of us, that no one would remember us. You want peace. What good is peace? What we should really be doing is taking a lesson from the cats, maybe. Take over some of the other habitats. Then we wouldn't necessarily. Then it would be easier for us to find food.
So rather than working on relations, it's better to start causing chaos.
Better for us, maybe.
Then what happens when everybody else is gone?
Then we have all of Paradise Valley. Maybe we get that cushy lodge you all are in. Maybe the Watchers deal with us, bring us the extra food.
But
Well,
then you lose balance. And that's what brought us all here in the first place, isn't it?
I mean, Dad, sir, just listen. It sounds like they're facing a lot of the challenges that we're facing. They're small and they feel undervalued and they feel forgotten, just like we do. And maybe, maybe peace is too big a goal for right now, but maybe it starts with um, mutual respect and maybe even a hunting alliance. If that's if a problem is that other tribes are encroaching on the land, well, uh, surely having another tribe as a hunting partner will extend the land that we can use and discourage others from encroaching when they don't have to. I mean, not to overstep my bounds or anything, sir.
I agree.
your son here has a point, right? As you know, the reptiles, we defend our territory uh, quite aggressively. Uh, so we understand what it means to defend against encroaching tribes. Maybe we can help you out there. Uh, I'm pretty self-proficient in traps. That could be a way to deter them from coming onto your land. You guys have some good land around here, as I've seen. We can
You're
work
gonna need
something out.
more than one arrow.
Little
I,
dry.
I got traps.
He looks down at Hugh, looks around at all of you, looks back to you, El, and just, there's nothing pointy about this boy. Nothing sharp about this kid. And he sort of picks up the big blunt sloth claws. It has this huge, like, badger claws, which are not exactly sharp. Like, they're fairly, you're not using sharp claws to dig all that well.
Drake, he's like, wait. You're saying that about your son here, Huey?
My boy. You got a problem with my boy?
No, no problem. I thought you may have. The way you said that, it just sounded wrong.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, like he knows that maybe I'm not sharp here or here, and Hewlett holds up his two paws to display the blunt claws on them. But I mean, I'm pretty sharp up here, and he points to his head.
That's right.
Right.
And think about this. Hugh's bigger idea about this whole ordeal. Peace is great. What about scrap? Trade. Open trade.
We have open trade. Most trade goes through, and he gestures over towards Drake. I'm not entirely deaf to what you're saying, though.
I feel like the hunting party idea was a good one. Which you guys are burrowers, as it looks, right? There's a
Even looks
couple of good
brown.
ways. Yeah. You can make a couple of good things around here to bolster your defenses besides just hiding. No offense. Uh, yes.
Hiding.
Drake interjects. I don't think they're hiding. I think this is their strong suit. Much like how traps is your strong suit. They could use this to be a better bolster defense against anything, since others can't do what they do.
Which is hiding underground. Well, never mind.
I understand that these are just the first inroads. But I think what Hugh here has said is right. We need to start somewhere. You may not trust us. I certainly don't trust you. But perhaps there's some way we can endear ourselves. Show you that we mean what we say.
Do you two speak for your tribe? Do they know you're here?
Look at look at my man Big L.
Bro, you're a higher rank than me. This is you. you're, remember, you're 9 rank. I'm 6. I'm middle of the road. You talk big.
Okay. His blank black dead eyes tell me everything. I turn and say,
I am Bieber 93, seer of the terrarium. I speak for the tribe.
Oh shit.
What is it you want then for this peace?
Well, for one thing, we can end hostilities at the border. That's a start for one.
Just small point of order. You all don't share a border.
Yeah,
I
we're
thought
like
they were like
opposite sides of the map, right? Like we're like
oh, okay.
Badgers are like to the
The
far
reptiles,
left. We're by
the
right.
reptiles are across the river from the badgers, but and the badgers are sort of tucked into a corner, which is why a lot of people do tend to forget that they're even there.
Yeah, it made more sense if we shared our border, because otherwise I'm like, I don't know, why don't we like them? Like if we don't interact with them, then what's the problem?
It's-
Drake suggests, what if you create a border?
Oh, like a no-go zone, a neutral zone,
I
a
knew your
neutral
area.
zone.
The river. If that's where y'all are, like, if that's your main division, make that your meeting point between the two tribes, a neutral zone where that's where you two go to discuss things that you want to work out between each other.
Mm,
Hmm. The
You
only land between us is your tribe's land. Are you offering up?
No, I can't speak for them. I speak for myself, though. I would tell you to do it. They probably won't agree to it.
I think more of an area where, should we encounter one another, that we let each other pass.
Um, if I may, it's just an idea. It's probably not all that great, but since we're spitballing stuff, maybe establishing a regular trade route and have a set number of Badger tribe and Reptile tribe members work that route and travel back and forth, um, both to ensure safety and fairness for both tribes and perhaps foster some goodwill between the individuals in the tribes that get to interact on that route.
Sharing of knowledge.
exactly.
We dislike the colder weather. This burrow is actually quite comfortable. Perhaps you could show us these advanced digging techniques, and we could help you with water filtration.
He scratches his chin again and is very clearly contemplating what you're saying. Hugh, you know that far from the river, water is actually one of the bigger issues for the Badger Burrow. The the Cat tribe, which is to the north of you, gets the runoff from the mountain snow. You guys have probably one of the most arid parts of Paradise Valley. And so the suggestion of water has definitely piqued your father's interest. Tell you what, in a few days, it'll be Wild Dance. Like every year, we're going to have to go over to. We'll have to head to the lodge to get a few things we need. If you can arrange for someone with if you can arrange for one of your elders to meet us there to discuss this, I will put this to my council of elders. We have no reason to be on bad terms with your people. I'm still honestly not sure what it is about us you don't like. Well, I mean, I'm not sure. I am sure nobody likes us. We
Not
don't.
sure,
We don't
but
even like us.
I
Hey,
like your fun.
Hugh is very cool.
hey,
I think what
Hugh,
people are not
Hugh tries
liking
to
are
make himself as small as possible.
Is there
Your
like
father sees that and just sort of growls and gives
Yeah,
you like it's
right,
the version of
Hugh-
stand up straight, but
right,
like
and
no words.
like
Just
at that first growl, Hugh immediately proper posture, the whole nine.
is
elbows off the table.
Yeah, the whole nine.
is there any alcohol on the table?
there sure is.
Hell yeah, I grab a glass. I'm sure it's large because it's made for badgers, not me. And I hold it up and say,
To the first step of many.
He
God.
picks up
Go for it.
I would say he picks up a mug that bears some definite claw marks that match the ends of his fingers and holds it up as well.
Yeah, Hewley
Uh-huh.
grabs a mug to the first steps of many.
That is
Many
all
steps.
three of the mugs that were on the table, since there were 3 elders here before.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm just
I
gonna
drink.
eat my food in one
I
big
drink-
guy.
Gamma drinks the whole thing.
I take
Oh boy.
right. Hewlett takes a little baby sip and hands it to Big L, and then sort of holds out his hand so that he can hand it over to Dave, knowing that they didn't get any. And then maybe maybe we all have to scrape Gamma up off the dirt floor.
Yeah, it's an Archer moment. It's just like,
Yeah,
go.
I just want to see. I just want to see. Can you roll endure for me?
I can.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Seers are supposed to drink according to the book.
Heck
so,
yeah, they are.
I'm getting into it.
Get it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Right now it's a failure. You can push if you'd like.
I will. You know what? I'll push. Okay.
It burns going down, and it burns bad. Like whoever brewed this brewed what is very, very close to almost pure alcohol. That will it will cause 1 point of fatigue damage.
Okay.
But you are still you're not like completely wasted, but man, that hits hard.
That's good. Yo, this badger thing might be all right.
I'm just eating meat, bro. Eating fucking meat. The weird like lizard, like they hold it in their mouth, and then take it all the way back.
I get drunk and start telling people the future.
Nice.
You keep telling me I'm going to die. I know.
Honestly, it's amazing you're standing here at this very moment. It could be today.
It could be any day.
It's going to be a day.
Stop
Once-
telling
Tomo-
me.
Tomorrow.
Once in a while, Gamma turns around and sees Big L and's like, "Ah, you're not dead yet."
Yeah.
He
Terrifying.
keeps repeating this too.
Right.
I thought surely by the charcuterie this time.
I eat smaller prey whole. These chunks of meat was never going to kill me, right?
You
Look
tell
around.
me.
Okay.
You all can stay and eat your fill. There is a steady flow of individuals in and out of the great room. Many coming up to the area where you are to pay their respects to the head of the Badger tribe. All of whom, to a single individual member, look at you with look at specifically at Gamma and at L with daggers, just like, what the fuck are you doing here? And holy shit, why are you at this table specifically?
I'm
But
not helping. I'm just staring back the whole time.
Not a single one is dumb enough to actually say or do anything to you. And there are a couple people who definitely start to, and just a single growl from Iserman sends them packing. But after a little while, Iserman does look down at you, Hugh, and say, "All right, I've done enough I've done as much as I can to tolerate your friends here, to house them here. Get them out."
Yeah, of course. I think we'll head to the barracks. Thanks, Dad, sir. Dad, good to see you, as always.
Stand up straight
Yes, sir.
and demand. Don't beg. Don't ask.
Will do, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mm.
Yeah, is it okay if we leave now, sir, Dad?
Fist on
Yeah,
the
no,
table.
well, we're leaving now, Dad, sir.
I'm getting up to leave.
Gamma is already spindly leg, kind of leaning, walking, moving about. I'm looking for a bath.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. If you want a dust bath, that's
I
an
was
option.
just gonna say,
But
yeah. Like
No,
if
I
he
need a
asks
puddle.
me, right, I'll be like, oh yeah, we can get you a dust bath, no problem.
Let's,
Oh,
Mm,
a what
let's
now?
just go home. Let's just go.
Well, even a puddle will do.
Well, we're not gonna find one down here. Let's get out. Yeah, out's probably best.
at least not the puddle of that you want to roll around in.
Right, right.
Out's good.
My boss is like kind of drunk, so I'm trying to keep him in line. Hey, let's just go home. You're you're good. You're good.
You all make your way back through the tunnel, heading out the same way that you came in. You've been down here for probably an hour or so, and it was already late at night when you made your way to the helicopter. So it is getting into the early hours of morning, 3 o'clock in the morning time. And as you come upon the tunnel entrance that you came in, you can still see Bandra and Kolzig just leaning up against the walls. Kolzig kind of eyes half closed, just sort of relaxing is perhaps not the right word, but not on alert as when you came down. In addition, there is a third badger. This one standing in the tunnel, and not quite barring your way. The tunnel is certainly too wide for that, but he is certainly standing directly in the middle of the tunnel. And much like Iserman, this particular badger is fairly stocky. It would be difficult for the larger of you to walk past him without, not necessarily bumping into him, but like getting pretty close. And in the remains of some blue jeans that have certainly seen better days, with what looks like almost forged bits of metal wrapped around arms and like elbow pads, forming a crude bit of armor, is a fairly imposing honey badger member of the tribe, and just looks and is just standing there waiting as you all approach.
Listen, Crosby, we don't want any trouble, okay? We're just leaving.
You brought a couple of scales into our house.
Oh my god.
Why? What could you possibly want with the likes of them other than a bit of stringy meat? Maybe a bit of hide for a bag.
Oh well. Hold on, let me think for a second, Crosby. Oh yeah, that's none of your business. If it was, you would have been at the meeting.
Oh my god.
And
What?
I push myself into Dave's leg.
Dave's just listening right now.
Holy. Dave, hold him back.
He
No,
told
he's
you.
right.
Yeah,
He's
he told
right.
Meeting? What do you
The fact,
mean meeting?
the fact
Who are
that
you
you didn't
meeting
know
with?
about it and we did shows that how important you might be to your own people.
We was
Oh,
meeting your mom.
I'll find out.
Well, okay, hold on. That's come on. We can all agree that's crossing a line, all right? We don't even know this man.
I don't know him either.
It's not if you
Listen,
know him, it's about the respect.
Crosby, it's time we stop wasting precious resources on unnecessary fights and grudges with other tribes. we have skills that would be helpful to the reptiles, and they have resources that would be helpful to us. We don't have to like each other to recognize that.
He eyes the two reptiles up and down, looks back to Hugh, just completely ignoring Drake. Nothing that they have that we can't just take. Nothing that we have, nothing that we need that they have. That shouldn't be ours anyway. But go on, run about with your friends. I'll find out what happened. I'll find out what this meeting you talked about was.
Always a pleasure to see you, Crosby.
He
I'll
does not
try and
move.
push past him.
Crosby, I'm Bieber93, seer of the terrarium.
Drake just looks at Crosby and is like, "You remind me of Kyle. I hate Kyle."
All right, I'll see you around. It is late. I'm tired.
Crosby does not move, but you all can get around him very easily. Hugh, you push into him. He is planted very
Yeah.
out of curiosity, not as an actual attack. Just make me a fight roll. Just
Yeah.
roll. You can push if you want. I mean, there will be no penalty for this one failing.
All right.
So.
Well, in that case, why not? Let's see what
Okay.
happens.
Yeah, you push into him and he does not shift. So you kind of look a little silly as you kind of like bounce around him.
Yep.
And as you're walking away,
Ooh, I was gonna
Sorry,
say
go
to
ahead.
endorse the bad behavior, Drake wants to do the same thing as soon as he walks by him.
Oh, you want to push into him? Okay,
Yes. What is it? A force or a fight?
fight. Actually, I guess it should be force, not fight. But okay. As as Hugh kind of bounces around him, and Crosby starts to open his mouth to say something, you smack shoulders with him, and he does not stumble far. You don't knock him to the ground, but he does have to. You do force him to take a couple steps back, and he immediately is like growling. He's got his fingers clenched, like his claws, flex like he's going to attack, and then just composes himself for a second and says, your dad won't always lead, Badger Burrow.
My dad doesn't.
He's clearly talking to Hugh.
I know.
Okay.
I don't turn around. I don't acknowledge it. Like I am past him. I am now getting the fuck out of here.
You all push off through the tunnel, back up above the ground. It's a little bit of a push to get back up the hill to the concrete buildings. But once again, you are alone in the deserted. I mean, these are actually huge buildings. They look like they were at some point some sort of almost like a barrack.
How do I get rid of fatigue?
You get rid of fatigue with water and an hour of rest.
Water and an hour of rest. Would water and then sleep it be the same thing?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, it's the middle of the night, and where are we sleeping again?
Well, I mean, it's not the most luxurious accommodations, but this building offers great shelter from the elements. Oh my God, is it hot? Oh God.
You said this area is like quite arid. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is the Badger Burrow is a lot drier than most of the other habitats, and um, there are some areas of forest. You are not in one.
Okay. um, Gamo just like kind of collapses drunkenly into like a heap, and reaches into the bag and grabs a ration of water and starts slurping it. Like he's trying to stave off a hangover, and says, "Tomorrow, tomorrow, bath."
All right. See something.
Unless anybody has anything else they would like to get up to, you all can go ahead.
I'm just looking in my talent real quickly.
Mhm.
Oh, I have one thing I need to do before I go to bed, which is to have a sudden vision if Big L dies. Sleep tonight.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Hopefully I don't. Hopefully I don't.
Oh, no, not tonight. I fail, so it means I can't scry until tomorrow.
Oh, thank God.
I don't
Yeah,
see your future.
that hangover is just killing you. It is. You are miserable. Trying to see actually made the hangover worse.
I don't know why I did that. Why does it? Why do I fight his hardest battles?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
All right. So unless there's anything anyone wants to do, you can settle in for the night, get some sleep. The night is still fairly cool, not painfully so for the reptiles. Are you setting up a fire? Are you setting up watches or anything? Or are you
Ooh.
just all counting on the safety of the badger habitat and
Uh,
crashing here in these buildings?
It's cold, right?
It is a little cold.
Yeah.
I
Look,
mean, it's probably getting down to about like in the 60s. So
yeah,
it's chilly, but
Frog Boy,
that's
need
cold.
get a fire. What are you talking, guys? Are you not cold?
I'm about to start. Well, I was looking at my hunter talent real quick
Mhm.
to see if there's any components because I want to set some like non-lethal traps on, around it.
Cool.
You can, yeah, that is definitely part of the trapper talent. You can set traps with the option to snare.
Snare. We're gonna snare them.
You have mastered the art of setting traps and snares. Roll Hunt to set a trap and choose if it should inflict trauma or ensnare its victim. Note the number of successes you roll. Setting a trap takes a few minutes. Whoever walks into the trap must roll move to avoid setting it off. If the victim fails the roll, he suffers damage equal to the number of successes you rolled for a damaging trap or becomes trapped and must roll force to get out with a negative modifier equal to the number of successes you rolled for an ensnaring trap.
Woohoo! That's what I want to do in my time. So I guess if
Yep.
anybody is starting a fire,
Yep. Go ahead and roll Hunt.
ew.
Okay, one success. You can push that if you want, although you will take some damage.
Mm, no, that's fine.
Okay. Who is next on my list? Dawson, will you roll 3 base dice for me?
Just the dice, so that's the button, right?
Yeah. Button in the middle.
Yeah. Let's see. Bow. Bow.
Okay.
Hell yeah. We love it
Eh,
even.
Hell yeah.
Actually, this is a good chance for me to test something. Did I turn on hidden rolls? It looks like I did not. Okay, but that doesn't mean anything to any of you.
No.
No,
Sure
not in the
don't.
slightest.
Seer, what does it mean?
Bro,
Look-
see some shit. Fuck. Stop seeing my
Yo.
death.
Please stop shouting.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what my own dice mean
Okay.
most of the time, so I definitely don't
Yeah.
know what your dice mean.
You have to remember to fix that. Okay, so you are setting up a fire. You can get that going, no problem. Doesn't take any trouble. Meanwhile, Big L is setting some traps around through the doors. You know, kind of setting up traps to protect you all while you are asleep. Anybody doing anything else, or are you all just heading to sleep?
If we want to do watches, I just want to go last so I can get my sleep and not be fatigued.
I will wake up in the middle of the night unless we are setting up watches. If we are setting up watches, then I'll take the first one.
Let's set
Sorry,
watches because we're in enemy territory. Let's be very honest about this.
Dude, sorry. Everybody's like, kind of cool. I mean, I'm okay with taking a watch.
We're hopeful. We're not complete idiots. We're just hopeful idiots.
Which watch did you say you didn't want?
I just want to go last because I think it's like 4 hours is sleep. So I just need to sleep if we're doing watches.
You only need an hour to actually recover the damage, although all of you need, the requisite amount of sleep. So
Right.
it actually won't interfere with your watch, regardless of watch. But I mean, you are hungover, so if you want to go last just for that, that makes sense.
Yeah. If we do watches, do we have to like declare order, or can we just
No.
say like, "Hey, we're setting a watch"?
Yeah, just setting up
Cool.
watch.
Okay, cool.
Let's go.
Any events will just sort of happen at some point, which is essentially what happens.
Oh,
Hold on, let me make a quick...
Who's on watch? What the fuck?
Hold on.
bro, you're fucked up, man.
Yeah, I'm so fucked up. Dude, the Eddie's kicking in, man.
Didn't see that coming, did you, Seer?
Didn't see that coming.
This... What the fuck? Why didn't you add it?
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
let's try that again.
I love hearing Ted get randomly aggressive.
Oh, it's because I hit the wrong thing. That's why.
Bieber 93.
Okay.
Baby.
You all are bedded down for the night. There is the fire going around. There is a fire burning in the center of. You are not in the center of one of these buildings. There's too much stuff around, but you have found yourself a safe little corner, something a little more defensible in the corner of one of these buildings, and have settled in for the night. It is just before the break of morning. It is, probably 4-ish o'clock in the morning, when a very robotic voice, and who's ever on watch, there's no roll to hear this. You do hear it. There is no attempt being made to be quiet. You can hear what you know to be the fans of a drone. And drones are exactly what they sound like. They are one of the kinds of watchers that are among the chief of the surveillance for the watchers as a whole. They are flying a flying pack of sensors, often armed with laser weapons, and they are they're not necessarily a common sight, because very often they are flying so high you do not see them, but you can almost always feel their eyes on you. And in this case, you can hear the robotic voice and the fans of one of these drones as a voice over the loudspeaker simply says, "Subjects of Paradise Valley, this area is off limits. Please vacate immediately." And there is a drone hovering above your fire, probably about 8 feet above the fire itself, sort of spinning in place to regard each of you as it does so.
Great one. We obey. We obey. We obey. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Hewlett is on his way to the stairs. Doesn't have to be like. Yeah, Hewlett's double timing it.
Okay.
You're going down, back down?
Well, I mean, down the stairs to get out of the building.
Oh, okay. I thought
Right,
you meant
if-
down
if-
the stairs to
right.
go down to the Badgers.
Yeah, no. If we're on the first floor of the building, then he's just heading towards an exit and getting out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anybody
we
not
scatter.
exiting?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Okay.
It's like
Right,
the Dodgers
Atlas,
coming to a
what
fucking
say
party,
you?
man.
I was gonna say, Dawson, what's Drake doing? Is he leaving or staying put?
He's gonna go with the group, so if we all leave, then he's leaving. He's mainly gonna stay with Huey though, because he's like Huey's stressed out enough today. But
I
he
think
is.
he's always stressed. I think
So yeah, he is. If wherever Huey decides to go, that's where he's gonna go. And then what was it? He's not necessarily gonna. He's not. I keep thinking he wants to swing on things. He can't swing on the drones right now. He
I mean,
wants to
you
swing
could-
on the drones.
You,
No, I'm
you
good
could
right now.
certainly
You
try.
can, you can swing on the drones. The drones call in sentinels, and sentinels call in the big thing. So maybe just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, he's just gonna stick with the group and be like, I guess we have to leave. Then he questions it. He's like, why is this place off limits?
Are you asking the drone or are you asking your party?
Friends,
Okay.
partners.
I'm assuming it's because some of us are, well, we're not from this tribe, and uh, that's my assumption. I can't tell you, but sometimes they just say certain areas are forbidden.
Who cares what they say? You just follow it and try to get through the day.
So you got to break the fuck out of here.
I could have sworn it was going to be right then. Did anyone else feel it?
Feel what?
The moment of his demise.
Why? One day you're gonna fucking need me.
I do need you. This is why it troubles me so.
Bro, see like a different future, bro. Like see something else.
I wish I could. I don't control it.
Close your fucking eyes then.
You know it doesn't work. Okay, you know it doesn't work like that.
I don't know how that fucking works. I don't see. You're the see.
You have been roused from your bed, roused from your shelter, and expelled from the buildings in the middle of the night. Where are you going to go? There are a few hours
Someone
till
needs
morning.
to save us, take us to find us a new place. Can any of us do that? Does anyone have scout? Is anyone witful?
I have scout. I think
Witful is a strong questionable.
I have scout.
Yeah.
If we're near the Badger territory and we're in between it, we could just go to the lodge, right?
You suggesting we go to the dog truck?
I'm pretty sure that's the closest one.
It is very close, yes.
But is that like?
I mean, it is not like it is a walk, Like that's hours away. by
Yeah,
the way.
we're talking like now, right? We need
Mm.
shelter now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
I don't got a solution for that one.
How?
Um,
Okay. The question is, how badly do we genuinely need shelter? Like,
You and
is
I
like
freeze to
traveling.
death. You and I are gonna we freeze to death. Okay, maybe not
Yeah.
now. We maybe not freeze to death tonight, but it's cold.
yeah,
We're not good for it.
it would be uncomfortable, but you would not freeze to death.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we need.
I mean,
We're
it is spring, so it is. The nights are cool, but not cold. And it is a few hours to sunrise. Like I said, like this is
We could make
So, I've got-
shitty camp.
right. I've got two options, one of which is questionable whether it applies, but the other one's sort of basic. The first one is one of my animal powers, right, is burrower, right? I can burrow it now. It says you can burrow 30 feet, about one range category in conflict, right? But it doesn't say that you have to burrow. You can only burrow in conflict.
yeah. You could
Right.
you can use that. I mean, you can use it outside of conflict,
Yeah,
obviously.
and so I mean, in theory, I could burrow here, right, and dig us a little hole that we can huddle up in. If people aren't down with that, I could definitely try and scout a good spot for us.
What's the plumbing situation?
Oh,
Don't piss yourself.
yeah, in either circumstance, the plumbing situation's non-existent.
I'm never gonna get that bath.
Well, if we just go to sleep tonight, we can camp here, and then we can go to the lodge where you can get a bath.
I
do
vote.
you-
I vote Hughes Hole.
Wait, hold on.
Wait,
Wait.
I'm down for that. It's just you have to dig a hole big enough for all four of us to get into.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
I thought because it was cold, maybe we could body heat is you ever been on like a hot rock?
Bro, we're both cold blooded. We're just gonna get colder. We're just both.
Well, all right, I can just look for a good spot for us. We don't have to go underground.
Look, wherever's good with me. I'm about to pass out right here, my bro.
All right, I'll just I will scout around for a good spot.
Can I scout with you, buddy?
Yeah, if one of you
Sure.
wants to assist the other, or you can roll separately.
I got a 2 in my
What are you
scout. So
What are you feeling, Big L? Yeah, I've got a 1 in my scout, but I believe I've got a 5 in my wits.
yeah, I think I
Hmm.
have.
So
If
that's
you roll
6.
separately, Adam, I will give you a +1 modification because this is your habitat.
Yeah.
Like this
Cool.
area.
Yeah, so I'll do that. And it's the +1 modifier is a skill die, correct?
That's correct.
And I'm just
Okay.
gonna scout. Yes, it's gonna be separately. I'm just gonna scout on my own.
Okay.
He's a young kid. I don't know. I don't know what he knows.
Hey, 2 successes each. Very nice. If
I am
either of you
not
wanted to
pushing that.
push, I just gonna say I don't recommend Hugh does. But 2 successes is a success. And it does. Yeah. You are familiar with this area, and El, you are just a trained enough hunter that it does not take you long. You head down the hill, away from the badger, the tunnel that you all went through, away from the other concrete buildings, and it's easy to find what was clearly at some point a tunnel into Badger Burrow, but part of it has collapsed, and it still leaves you with plenty of space to get in out of the cold, away from the wind, protected from the elements. It does not take you long to get a fire going again either, and the rest of the night is free of watchers and sentinels. Although, if any of you do take the time to wander, you do occasionally hear the hum of rotor fans
Oh,
through
I
most
want
of
to
the night.
bring this up just in case, so it doesn't bite me in the ass later. At the last camp, I did take down the trap before we had.
Okay.
Good call.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I actually meant to bring it up at the time. You recognize that the drone came in through your trap and simply evaded it. That's what that.
Well, they're
Oh.
cheating. They're not. Yeah, you know those guys don't count. Those guys
I mean,
don't count.
they fly like you were putting down leg snares, and this is a
Yeah,
flying drone. So
if we had wings, it'd be a fair fight.
You're so right. A flying Komodo dragon. Fucking terrifying.
You know, I heard of a old human whisper of exactly that. A great dragon. That's you.
Me?
Mm.
I can see it. I can-
okay. Oh, Dawson has stepped away. Originally, I had said we would go until about 11. I wanted to have an early start, or I'm sorry, an early end time, just so that if we did run late, we didn't run into problems. But if people wanted to continue for another hour or so, I just want to make sure whoever is working tomorrow is, uh, appropriately sleeping. So,
I'm okay.
and I know Dawson will.
Yeah, I'm good.
Tony,
All
good
right.
dude.
Yeah.
Okay. No pressure. I mean, if you got to crash, you got to crash. I will continue to try to check in about 11 o'clock and see, if we're in a
Yeah,
combat or something, then we can push on.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I just know like checking in at 11 o'clock is going to be important because some nights I'm going to be able to do it, and some nights I'm not.
Yeah, it's very fair.
All right. The next day dawns, crisp, cool. There's dew on the limited amount of plants around you. The ground gets a little bit muddy, but not really puddly at all. As the sun begins to rise, not certainly whatever moisture is around will not last very long.
Oh, I'm kind of ravenously going after that. like getting it on the finger pads, on the tongue, licking it over. Yeah, every drop counts, every morsel.
You all awaken to Gamma trying to collect as much of the morning dew as possible.
Dibs.
Everybody, I'm not going to make you mark off food or water for the previous day. You would have eaten at some point during the day, and you had a pleasant enough meal with the head of Badger Burrow.
But it does cost me 1 water because of the
It will
fatigue.
cost you
right?
1 water to
Yeah.
heal the fatigue.
Yeah, I did do that. Okay.
During travel times and stuff like that, I will tend to ask you to count the food and water towards the end of the day. That way, if you do something during the day, we know. So rather than marking it off at the beginning, mark it off at the end if you have not compensated otherwise. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. The morning is yours. The sounds of insects and birds all around you, the occasional curse of a member of Badger Burrow moving around not far from you.
I didn't want to spoil the mood last night, but I don't actually speak for the entire reptile tribe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. There's like a whole thing, you know?
You know, at least it's better for you to do it, right? Because obviously you're a higher rank member than myself, so
Mm, mm.
you have more sway in the matter.
Well, I think change is good. We need something needs to change.
Mm.
I think that if we don't do something soon, I think the head of the council is going to lead us all to ruin.
Um, so I feel like that's the best place for us to go back home, back to the reptile tribe. Talk to them, see if we can set anything up.
Mm. I do want to be clear. That is actually literal. I've seen him bring ruin to us. Uh, I've seen him covered in blood. The outpost on fire.
A
The
vision?
the reptile outpost.
The terrarium burning. Can you believe it?
Oh dear. Well, it's a good thing that you spoke up to my dad. I
Oh,
mean, whether or not you had the authority initially, at least now we've got official word from the leader of the Badger tribe that they are interested. That's something to report.
I just hope it's not a omen of betrayal.
Oh boy. I hadn't thought of that. Oh no.
Mm.
Um I mean, we're sort of headed in that direction. Do we want to stop by the lodge on our way there?
um, it's,
Lodge's dog territory.
It's
Correct.
dog
yeah.
territory, and if I remember correctly, it's like the big trading outpost in Paradise Valley.
Also
Mm.
Little
correct.
little risky given our recent activity.
Uh, I not necessarily.
No
I'm pretty sure.
offense, Drake.
Oh,
Poor Dawson's not even here.
I,
I mean, well, maybe, but it is the most likely place you're going to find a bath between here and the terrarium.
Oh, Dog City, here we come.
Alrighty. Overland travel through Paradise Valley. Are you traveling? Are you going to head to the road and try to travel along the road through the gate entrance, or are you going to travel overland through air quotes the wilds? Um, Obviously, along the road you can move faster, but you are more likely to encounter watcher activity, whereas the opposite is true in the uh, off-road areas, where you are more likely to encounter non-watcher things.
Yeah.
But travel will be a little slower.
I'm a big fan of going through the wild right now
The
after
wilds,
our
yeah. Yo,
yeah.
can we get some stealth in the wilds? Can we try to stealth our way through a little bit?
Yeah, it's
Get our sneak on?
kind of assumed that that's what you're doing.
Cool.
Trying to avoid trouble.
Yeah.
But Oni, you are next.
Whoa.
I need you to roll for me. No, it's still only 3 dice, huh? Okay. 3 base dice, please.
Okay.
Wait.
Those dice mean nothing to us. This is great. Every outcome is great.
Yes.
I don't know why I roll so many ones with all these sixes. It's insane to me.
Dead man's hand, 1s and 6s.
Fuck, I really am gonna die.
It's all right. Maybe the Bobcat will get one of the cards that was in your hand when you died.
Oh shit. I'm so serious. This next character will be a bobcat. Yeah, I just want everybody to,
It'll just be the same character.
it's literally just the same guy. Actually, the bobcat made it into this round.
All right, you are traveling through the woods in the badger habitat. The forest, because you are trying to steer away from the road, you kind of dip south into the thicker woods to avoid, knowing that the tree cover will provide you some measure of protection from the drones that fly, oftentimes high enough that you can barely see them, but whatever sort of cameras or robotic eyes that they have can still see individuals on the ground. You do your best to steer clear, however, of the helicopter, not wanting to draw attention, not knowing whether or not Truffaut and Wildpaw might still be there. You can take the woods, allowing you to bypass one of the checkpoints that exists along the roads prior to the habitat fence. And you know that when you reach the fence, you will have to make a decision. You can either follow the fence to the habitat entrance, where you know that there will be watchers, or you can try to either scale the fence or find an area where the fence has been damaged.
Oh,
Or
where it's been damaged, of course.
or where the or you might damage the fence on your own.
Ooh,
It is
not a
while
bad
you are
idea.
walking through the woods, however, that you do come across a. Actually, at this point, I will ask you all to roll sneak because I just want to
Okay.
know how close you are before this is noticed.
I'm a sneaky baby.
Come on. A failure? Come on. Yo, Big L, Big Sneak.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm a sneaky little lizard.
They call him Big Sneak.
Big, I'm not a snake. I'm a lizard. It's
I'm
L.
not a snake.
I am not a snake. I'm a free
Okay.
lizard.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah.
L. I will tell you that if you would like to remain hidden, you can try to push your roll. With 2 successes and 2 successes on their opposed scout roll to avoid your sneak, they will spot all of you at the same time. The 3 individuals that are not L, there's no point in pushing your roll. You
Let's
will
see
be
this.
spotted.
We got this right here.
So
Watch.
I would say it's up to you, L, if you want to even make this check, knowing that your friends are going to be spotted.
Hey.
You only got one arrow, brother.
Oof,
Holy moly.
hey,
Holy
4 successes. I mean, basically, as you all are walking along, you can hear the sounds of somebody digging, not burrowing, not claws and well, just claws, but rather the sound of somebody using a shovel to dig a hole. And as you all prepare to kind of try to see what's going on very quietly, Elle is the only one who just kind of vanishes up into the trees. And while you all are aware of where Elle is, it is just as Elle escapes. Notice that this individual, you can see ahead of you, furry ears perk up, very pointed ears, a a member of the cat tribe. Somebody. This is a uh, 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 God, what are they? A sphinx cat, who
Oh, I
is
love those cats.
as you watch, is filling in a hole with dirt, using a shovel to refill a hole that they have clearly dug recently. A hole that is
Sorry, Ted. You said a hole that is.
Yep. Sorry, 1 second. I need to hit a description size. It's not a very large hole. It's maybe a foot on a side. About a foot around, I should say. Diameter. That's the word I'm looking for. But they are very clearly they're filling in the hole and not just refilling the dirt, but like they have clearly created a divot that they are putting back in place, trying to hide whatever it is from notice. And as you all hear this and begin to sort of enter into this small clearing, this sphinx cat, their ears perk up. You can see the skin on the back of their neck. If they had fur, their hackles would be up as they spin around and eye you all. They are. This is like I said, a female sphinx cat dressed in what we would know as biker leathers, like no boots, but pants and a jacket, a very torn shirt underneath. There is a very large, on the ground next to them is a large uh, uh, tote style bag, and Hugh, without even needing to check, you know that this individual is like you. They are a scavenger.
Gotcha.
They are carrying their a part of their hoard with them.
Hello.
And hackles are up. Kind of like frozen in that, you've seen the cats do that, like stand up in almost like a kung fu pose. That is essentially what this individual is doing. Hi.
You digging?
No,
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 of course
nothing.
not. Of course not. It's just a lovely day for a walk, right?
Hmm?
Just out for a walk like we are. Just out for a walk.
No, I mean, they're digging something. You find anything?
Very slowly starts to relax. Reaches down very slowly. You can see she's reaching for the tote bag of stuff that you all would kind of recognize as a scavenger's hoard. Found a lot of things.
That's nice.
Mm.
Do you need things?
No.
Well, let's not be too hasty. Always good to window shop. That's a human saying.
While hitting, can I just aim my bow at this guy?
Mhm.
Got an eye in this guy. Black Hawk Eye.
Do either of you have any items that you were hoping to trade for? Maybe. What's your name, friend?
I'm Adia 13.
Adia 13. Bieber 93. My friends call me Gamma, though.
You're a long way from home.
Hmm, I could say the same.
You're a longer way from home.
It's good to stretch the old pads. So, find anything interesting? Maybe we could trade.
I have things for trade, and she holds out the bag.
Ooh, anything from, before?
No, nothing from before.
Hmm.
Why would you? Why? What are you looking for from before?
Well, anything. Anything from the makers.
While this conversation is going on, am I getting any sort of vibe that she's being honest or dishonest? I assume that's a sense emotion roll.
Sense emotion.
No.
You can push if you would like.
Yeah, I am not going to push it.
Okay. You are kind of eyeing her up and trying to figure out, like trying to read her, and it is clearly making her a little uncomfortable as she pulls the bag back to her. And
Oh no, I'm sorry, and I'll take my bag down. It's like an aluminum frame backpack. Maybe there's something you've been looking for.
Hmm.
I need ammunition. I have some good rocks, some good stones. You can see that kind of wrapped around the bag's handle is a sling.
I
Do
bet you're
you-
quite skilled with that.
Nothing here. You should if you don't have, you should just keep going, and I will leave when you have gone.
Hmm. Do they have do they have anything interesting? Like, do they have any little totems or anything on them? Do they have a set of hiking boots?
Um, yeah, I cannot use my scavenge skill to find ammunition, but hearing that Gamma is looking for a pair of hiking boots, I'll just come. Hike. You want hiking boots? I think I saw a pair of those. Did I grab that? I think I did. I grab that pair. I will roll to see if I've got hiking boots in my.
Yesh. Whew. Apparently you do.
Yeah. I am digging through. Like my head is basically buried in the bag. I'm moving stuff around. Yeah. Here. Think these will
Okay.
work for you?
Just so that we do this correctly. Success. You have the appropriate tool for the job and decide exactly what it is. The item gives you a gear bonus equal to the number of successes you have rolled. Usually the gear is in bad condition and is only good for one use. You can make the gear more durable at the cost of one rolled success. In that case, write down the gear as a regular item on your character sheet. You have a set of hiking boots. These are damn good quality hiking boots with 4 successes. Well, if you would like to make them permanent, they would have a gear bonus of +3. And I would say it would apply in situations where hiking boots would be useful. So, especially move rolls for move or for endure rolls for like a forced march type deal.
Yeah. I will make those permanent and hand them to Gamma.
You see Adia is like digging through her bag, and you pull those out, and she just instantly stops and looks at this set of boots.
Hey, no, I'm sure you've got great stuff in there. I'm sure there's great stuff in there.
These are the greatest boots I've ever seen. There
It was
surely
just-
could never be a better pair of boots
I was just-
anywhere.
Well,
Yo, Adam, insane.
Yeah,
What
crazy.
an insane ability.
yeah. Yeah, it's wild. And I mean, like, it can't be used for food, water, arrows, or bullets, but it's pretty vague about the rest of the stuff.
Wow, that's
Usually
crazy.
it's supposed to be something when you're trying to like perform an action if you need
Right.
something to do that. But like, hey, sometimes you just reach in and you pull out a pair of, of
Yeah,
fucking
pristine hiking boots. Yeah,
pristine. Yeah.
wild.
She does. You say you say that to her, and she does root around in her bag and pull out a pair that are missing the toes entirely. Like they have clearly been worn through the toe entirely. Looks at them, sniffs them, just puts them back in her bag.
Look, that's a good find too. They're going to come in handy. You and I know better than most. It's better to have the resources and not need them than need the resources and not have them.
If you don't, seems like you don't need anything from me. You can just if you just go. I will go back.
Yeah, absolutely. We never even saw you out here. We're just gonna move on. I will not give up Big L's position and just sort of wander down the trail and count on Big L being able to find us.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry, Hugh. He's never coming back.
Drake and L. I guess that and Gamma also. Are you guys following Hugh? What's the plan?
I'm sorry. Repeat the question.
I said, are you just following Hugh? Are you staying here? It's more of a question for L since L is hidden, but you are your own fox. You can do whatever you want.
No, he's protecting Hugh.
Okay. And Gamma
Yeah,
is following up.
yeah, we leave the cat to her business.
Okay. L, what are you doing?
Man, I was really hoping to fucking murder her, but I'm gonna follow you guys. I'm gonna follow you guys.
Holy.
Hoping to put that one arrow to good use.
Bro, this is like literally the moment, man.
Like nobody conveyed to Drake that we wanted to murk this hoe. So in his mind, he's like, I don't see a like he would like to, but he's like, I don't see a reason.
For her
She has
stuff? Is that why? Or just
You could have told him that he would have said yes.
is it because she is a cat? Oh my god.
Oh
No,
my god.
Cats and dogs living
Whoa.
together.
Yeah, it's madness. It's anarchy.
She has shit, and I don't have shit, and I don't like that.
but
Mhm.
nobody
But,
told Drake that. Drake don't care about stuff.
Hey, I didn't tell nobody. I kind of dipped before I got saw. But I'm gonna be following you guys. Yeah, I'm following.
Okay. You all leave this Sphinx cat to her devices and continue the rest of the day passing, the rest of the early afternoon passing rather quietly. You do make it to the border of the badger habitat, a one of the many inner fences stretching up above you. The area that you have immediately found is completely intact. Whether it's electric, well, the only way to find that out is potentially very dangerous. It's by touching the fence. You do know that if you were to travel north of where you are, you could go to the actual regular crossing. You would have to go through a watcher checkpoint, but you haven't done anything, as far as you're aware, that would, stop the watchers from letting you leave. Or while you're here, you could try to find an area of the fence that is less than intact.
I vote we're in the wilderness. Let's stay in the wilderness, find a, broken fence, or break the fence ourselves.
Yeah. In addition, I assume that Hewlett would know this already, given that he's got the burrower skill. I've got to assume he's tried at some point burrowing under one of these fences and knows whether or
Yeah.
not that's even a possibility.
You have actually not tried because it has
Okay.
been made very clear
Great.
the people that have tried die.
Yeah, perfect. Great.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Also, we should not attack the fence because, they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just FYI. They might not know, but they know.
They know.
Yeah, I think we find an old rusted out section.
Just so that we're all on the same page, the blurb for inner fences is that the inner fences in Paradise Valley between the different habitats are nowhere near as well kept as the outer fences. The gates, usually situated along the roads in the valley, are sometimes manned by watchers, but often left abandoned and open. Even along sections where there are no gates, there are many places where the fence have decayed enough for cunning animals to slip through. No one goes near the fences casually, though. The risk of running into watchers is always greater along the fences than elsewhere in Paradise Valley. So, if you would like,
we could find a break in the fence. We could try to scout. I don't know. I figured the checkpoint. Area, the gate, or just go in a gate.
Yeah, I think Hewlett.
I want to sneak again.
Yeah, I think Hewlett would prefer not to go through the gate and would prefer to find an opening.
And I may have missed this. How tall are the gates?
the fences
Yes. Sorry.
are, I believe, upwards of 30 feet high.
I'm good. Okay, we cannot climb that. I can
Yeah,
help, but I
Jurassic
don't
Park
think I can get
fences.
everybody.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park fence.
Exactly.
Big. But then you get Jello afterwards, so not so bad, huh?
If you would like to find a hole in the fence, there's a thing here. It would be a no nature roll.
Well,
Only
I'm
one
down.
of you is allowed to roll. However, the others can assist.
I like
Oh
that.
yeah. Don't trust me. My width is a 2. You don't want that.
I have a 3 for no nature.
I have a 1.
Yeah,
Hugh, I think you're.
I have a 0 for no nature, but I have a 5 for wits.
Yeah, so your 5 is higher than anybody else's for sure.
Yeah, I only got that 4.
All right,
All
you
right.
guys want to give me some pointers and then we'll roll this thing?
Yeah. Hugh, look at me.
Hmm.
I know you've never done anything brave in your entire life. But now, this is the moment. Trust me. I have foreseen the future.
This is the moment.
If the fence isn't
The
big
future's a
enough,
little iffy for you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh dear.
Ted, I forget how this game works. Is that is that a success or is that not a success?
That is
because
a
there's failure?
success. Nope.
Okay.
The failures only matter when you attempt to push.
When I push it. Okay,
Yep.
cool. So that's a success. So I think I can give you that one success.
If you have decided that he succeeds on this roll, and you should really say that before you roll, but I think I think everything you said leading up to it generally was leading towards success.
I think I should have been
Plus-
specific, but my intent was very much so his success.
Yeah. I figured since you were rolling for a friend that
I wanted to see them succeed.
I'll default towards success.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
There
gives
was
him
another.
one
There was
success.
another path for Gamma, a dark path. There's parts of the seer that are like, your dream is to watch your tribe scatter and fall.
Yikes.
Yeah, there was a dark path.
All right.
Okay,
he
cool.
gives into the
So-
temptation occasionally.
You roll. You will
Roll
get
a-
one success.
Gotcha.
Roll a no nature check. There is no modification to the roll. You get a success. You actually have 3 successes.
Hell yeah. All right, I can do this. I could do this. I think. No, look over there. It's bent in at a weird angle. I bet we can pass through there.
You do, in fact, find an area where the ground is, or I'm sorry, the fence is broken up. The ground is free of even the concrete at the bottom of the fence. This is a spot where the fence has been totally destroyed and yet has not been repaired yet, and it is easy enough to slip through the fence and into what is now the territory of the dog tribe. You
Oof.
are along the fence. You know that the the lodge, the trading area, and the main outpost of the dog tribe is north of you. It is almost directly east from Badger Burrow, and since you had to dip south a little bit to avoid to get into the forest, you will have to head back north. You are in the last little bit of forest in this area, however. The area having been cleared, there is a road not far from you that will take you straight past the lodge. And or if you were to continue to head east a little bit, there is a trail you can head up if you don't want to take the main road. Traveling will be a little easier here. Like I said, since things have been cleared, this area is more lived in, I guess you would say. It is certainly where there were more of the there was more human activity here prior to their disappearance. So the area has been maintained by the Watchers despite their disappearance.
Um, how do you find like human like relics and like ruins out in the wild? Like, how do you come across them? Is it just happenstance, or like, can you like, can I go find one?
It is a lot of times happenstance. You could definitely try to hunt for one. It would be fairly. It would be a difficult task, mostly because people have been in Paradise Valley for so long that a lot of these places have been found and picked over. But you can still find, you know, bits of buildings or like even along the road that you can see from where you are, there are still things like the remains of cars and things like that.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily mean like new, undiscovered, but just like a ruin, right?
Yeah.
um.
So, look, I've just given it a little thought. Are we sure we want to go to the dog city?
I'm sorry, I missed the first half of that question.
Just making sure that we're all in agreement.
I am.
I mean, look, I'm anxious to get to yours and Big L's outpost to see what they have to say about a possible truce with the Badgers, but the the canine outpost is really close. It's got the best trading post in Paradise Valley, and like we said, it's if you want that bath, this is the only place you're going to get it before you get home.
All right.
Mm.
What's
Cool.
your concern?
All of the dogs.
Do you do you have a problem with the dogs?
I have a problem with the watchers.
Um, well, I'm gonna be honest here. I have nothing to trade going up there, and I don't need a bath. It's really all up to you.
For once, you get to see Drake smile. He's really happy about it. He's like, "You guys can meet James."
Wait, who's James?
I heard two people talk. I don't know who to answer.
Yeah, no, who
Yeah,
is James?
who's James?
Oh, James is like my little protege, son, friend, little brother. Those kind of that kind of aspect. He wants to be a warrior. He's just not the best at it. But we
Like,
like James.
is he your son or your little brother?
Definitely have not had a kid. I'm gonna go with little brother. Little brother aspect.
Okay, I mean, I
Oh,
had reservations, but I'm pretty sure I gotta see little
yeah,
Drake, right?
I think we got to meet James.
Yeah.
Found a way to do it in the first session. Hell yeah.
Just I just want to say it out loud in case uh, we should just be careful about who we're speaking to and what we're saying while we're there.
Oh, I agree completely.
Ted, I'm sending you this.
Okay. I had an idea for who this is, but I'm so curious to know.
Mind you, I don't have a kid. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P. There he is.
While we are doing that, Sean, as
Hmm.
our last potential random encounter, if you
Get some.
will roll 8 base dice for me.
8 base dice.
Get some.
Okay, a fox. Okay. I was totally going to make him a basset hound, and it was going to be a whole fox and the hound thing.
That can
Ah,
work too. I was not thinking of that. I did
that's
not think of that in
so.
the slightest.
Go check it out, dude. I got 3 4s.
That's the best,
Mm-hmm.
definitively.
We all know it. My 4s are the best 4s anyone's ever had. Everyone says it.
That may be, but my milkshake brings all the boys to their yard. That's right. They're better than 4s.
Better than 4s.
That's true. That's true.
That's what barrel are you scraping? my
Right.
friend?
It was a long way to go, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so happy.
I appreciate the journey you made.
Right.
You took us there, and
Okay.
I'm happy to be there.
Traveling along the fence. I'm assuming you want to avoid the road still.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
we're wild boys.
Yeah.
Traveling along the fence, and the forest does eventually give way to basically like lower mountains. They're not exceptionally steep, but the terrain turns mostly into not scrap. What is that term for loose rock? Scree, like loose rocks. Scrub is actually the word I'm looking for. Most of the plants are you've exited an area of the large trees into more of the shorter bushes. They're fewer, they're farther between, and the terrain is not entirely friendly for walking. It is you're running into the starts of broken boulders and ups and downs that are a little more tiring than the walk you were doing through more level forest and softer soil instead of the more rocky clay that you are um uh you know more difficult than where you were traveling. So I got completely distracted. And as you are coming up on the road that you will have to cross over um, to make it to the lodge, to make it to the outpost of the dog tribe, there is an exceptionally loud trumpeting sound ahead of you. The sound of it's not an instrument trumpeting sound, but rather that of actually, if everyone would like to make a no nature check. Wait, no, you don't have to. These are grazers. You all are familiar, actually, with the sound of a shamble tusk. A shamble tusk is a large beast. It is what we would think of as like a mammoth.
Mm.
They are thick-skinned. They roam over the mountains, usually in small packs led by a female. But in this case, it's very curious. There's only one sound and nothing responds to it. And you all kind of have an idea of what that means. This is a solitary shamble tusk. And the only way that shamble tusks tend to become solitary is when they get big enough and they are close to the end of their life, they are exiled from their herds, left to wander alone until they get so big that they literally cannot support themselves anymore. And during this time, they become slightly... I mean, they're a herd animal who has been disconnected from their herd, and they become more and more aggressive as time passes.
Oh, hey, watch out. There's a thing ahead.
And you can see ahead of you, probably quarter of a mile or so away. Even at this distance, you can hear this thing trumpeting out. And you can see some of the taller trees shake as it is crashing into them, either headbutting them or rubbing up against them or something. You can see the trees shake ahead of you. You know vaguely where it is.
That sounds like a big one, right?
Yeah, we should probably get out of here.
Hmm.
They are edible,
We could
like
eat
all
it.
grazers.
I was
All
just
grazers
about
are.
to say. I was about to say.
Or how are our food stocks?
Are heading
No,
to
that's
a
not
trade
food.
center as well.
Oh, brother.
Oh my god! I think, God.
Here's the plan. You dig under it, collapsing a tunnel, it gets trapped, and then you pepper it with arrows.
A arrow, mind you.
Well, sure. Well, okay, someone will have to go retrieve the arrow, bring it back, but
I'm gonna. I stopped listening to whatever that guy was talking about. I went to go start making a trap. My rain of arrow.
a trap. Of course. L.
Of course, L. That's how you die. In your own trap.
Like,
You set a trap, we bait it or drive it into it. Bingo. Scrap
second.
City.
for the first time, you see something other than just fear in Hewlett's eyes. And he nods and he goes, "Yeah, Scrap City."
We gotta. We're all predators here. This is what we do. Come on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start
Dave,
making my trap now.
Dave just holds up a sledgehammer. What if I hit it in the face a few
You can do
times?
that.
Oh, I'm
With the
pretty sure
trap.
I'm pretty sure that is definitely what is happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a cornerstone of whatever plan we come up with.
Yeah, once
I'm
the
pretty sure
trap goes, yeah, we'll need you to really put it down.
Yeah, this trap ain't gonna like kill it most likely, but you know.
All right. Big L, give me that hunt roll for your trap.
Yeah, boy.
Get there.
Come on, give me it.
Wow.
Yeah, all right.
Huge.
This is a lethal trap. I am trying to kill.
Holy.
All righty. I am pulling up your trap talent again real quick. Not animal powers. There we go, trapper. Make a move roll to avoid setting it off. If they fail, they suffer damage equal to the number of successes or become trapped. Okay. I will make this move roll for this creature. It's not super agile. I'm gonna be honest here. It's
Hell
not
yeah.
super agile.
Really, the giant creature that has been
Yeah.
exiled from its herd and is growing to a point where it won't even be able to support its own weight anymore isn't agile? Shocking.
Shocker.
No.
Yes.
No.
I like this. I like this.
So, you get your trap set up. You find a spot between a pair of fairly large boulders. Set up a trip line. Set up a couple predator style tension branches to swing in, and then send someone to lure this creature into the trap.
Oh, I got you on that one.
Who is
Oh,
doing
Drake! Hell yeah, Drake!
luring?
Hell yeah.
And the rest of you, whoever is not luring, I need you to make sneak rolls.
Uh-huh.
um,
I'm a sneaky son of a bitch.
While
with
everybody else is
the
sneaking away, Drake's just gonna start slowly stepping towards it, like sidestepping, setting
Yeah,
up a group.
I assumed that you were the bait.
Thank you for your service. I love you for being a bait. Alright.
To really help out these sneak rolls, if it helps, when he does get with like up close to it, I said sledgehammer. We both know that's not happening. Um, he wants to try to rip it, like cut through its. I would assume it has a trunk. He said it's like mammoth, like.
Yeah, it is. It is. It
He
actually
Hmm?
has a long, hairless snout.
Yeah, he wants to try to cut off part of it, just like
Okay.
straight claws through it.
All right. Are Hugh? You have a success. You have hidden. L and Gamma, you have not hidden yourselves unless you want to push those rolls. Like you haven't even got a success yet.
I'll push the sneak.
I'm gonna also push.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yes, worth the gamba.
Okay. L, you take 1 point of fatigue, so 1 point of agility damage, but you are hidden. Now, this is something we have not done before, which is sneak attack. For each success on your sneak roll, let me head to the stealth section just to confirm this for sneak attack. I believe the answer is for each success. I cannot seem to spell the word sneak. There we go.
Sneak.
When setting up a sneak attack, you get a +1 modification to your first attack for every extra success after the first. So, Hugh, if you wanted to push your roll to try to get some extra modification, you could. You would take 1 point of fatigue at least. Gamma, you will get +1 to whatever your first attack against this creature is. The rest of you
Okay.
are hidden, which is mostly an issue for the setup. Basically, we will very briefly go into initiative since this thing is horrifically messed up after the trap. It is currently charging at Drake. It has
Hell
seen
yeah.
Drake.
Hunt with instincts.
Yeah, it charged Drake as part of the opener. You are still hidden, so you will not be a viable target for its attacks. If you only have one success on your roll, you just won't get anything for your first roll. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to put us in tactical mode. There is no map. I'm not even bothering with a map because of the simple fact that this is not going to take long. Honestly, if everyone could just roll a d6 to get into initiative. Oh, right. That's the one that I created. I was like, wow, this is really well made. Yeah, no shit. I did it. This doesn't need to be here. Okay. Let me roll initiative for my own creature.
Drake, what's your agility?
3. No,
3?
maybe 1 second. Yeah, 3.
3? Okay, I also have 3.
Okay. Drake, you get this creature. Oh, you two would roll off until you don't have a tie. You get this creature's attention, and it comes charging at you. There is a snap as this trap just launches itself into this creature, just goring massive holes, despite the thick hide of this beast. It is very hurt by this trap.
Mm-hmm.
As we enter into initiative, and I believe Hugh, you have a 5, putting you at the top of the initiative.
Excellent. Let's see what happens if I just hit slingshot and fire that. Oh, I can't do that, so I will do shoot.
Oh, I actually have a thing here, and I'm trying to remember. If I hit this, do you all see that? No. Okay, I got to do this first. Boop. Did that show up somewhere for you?
Not that I can see.
Yeah, I've not seen anything.
Did it go into the handouts? It did not. Interesting. Okay, I shared a threat, and it did not. Oh, I have to send it to the journal. Whoops.
Oh, cool.
You
Big tusk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
This thing,
Grazer.
this thing is enormous. Yeah, Grazer is the category of.
Yeah, Grazer Shamble Tusk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm
so
saying
I don't,
Grazer is the category of things that you know what
Yes.
all the Grazers are.
I don't
no
get
info.
anything from sneak attack on this round. I get a +1 because of my slingshot, but I've got to
Okay.
imagine that I'm in the 2 meter to 30 meter ranged
Yeah.
attack area. So that would be
Yeah.
a -1. So everything just ends up being even. Does that sound about right?
Isn't there a 0 category for
There
range?
is a 0 category, but it looks like the 0 category for ranged is a few steps away.
Oh, yeah. I assume Hugh would not be a few steps away from this
No,
thing.
right. Yeah, right. I mean, I'm figuring I'm probably close to 30 meters away, which puts me at
Okay.
-1.
Yeah.
Right.
So the
But
+1 from the sling itself is a gear die, and then you will
Mhm.
take -1 to your shoot skill for the distance.
Okay. I'm not sure how to put the -1 on there.
You You might just have to build your roll on the
Okay,
roll
gotcha.
builder for this.
Gotcha. So
Man, you'd
agility's my
think
score.
that.
Well, that's
you'd
why
think
I was
that
hoping I could hit the
Yeah, make it a -1.
Like
Right.
right click it to do it, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it does not work.
Okay. So
You can also just roll your skill, and whatever the last skill die is, we ignore that one.
okay, we'll do that. That makes sense. And I will add the gear die, and we'll just ignore the last. Ugh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think that's on brand that Hewlett pops briefly out of his hiding place, pulls the slingshot back and lets it go, and the rock falls out before the thing even moves, and he just snaps the thing against its wrist, and he hides back in the spot.
Okie doke. That was at 5. At 4 is ODB. L. You have a 4. And it has a 4, but I know you for a fact your agility is better than it, even when your agility is damaged. So you are up next.
Let's go.
Get it.
It's time for the singular arrow to come out, guys.
You're a sniper.
Come on now.
You're a
Um,
sniper with a retrievable bullet.
I would assume, just based on like a hunting experience, that I probably know I'd be not that far away from it. I'll probably be like a few steps away from it, like in
Okay.
a
Yep.
bushy area. Go. Go.
Whew. You have 3 successes so far. You could push if you want, although it looks like you should. You did not roll a gear die for your bow, so go
Oh,
ahead and just roll 1 gear die. Gear bonus on your bow is +1. Nailed it. 4
Yeah,
successes.
dude. Hell yeah.
You could push that roll if you want, but I don't know why you would.
I don't think I shall.
Just for sake of going through the rules so we get used to this, your first success deals weapon damage, which is 1 point of damage. You can then use your extra successes. You have 3 of them for stunts, one of which is to inflict more damage, which you can do multiple times. You can cause fatigue damage. You can adjust your initiative. You can't make it drop anything because it doesn't have anything in its hand. But I will assume at this point you are just going for pure damage.
Pure damage is the move for me.
This arrow.
Yeah, you have 1 arrow. 1. Your trap has already done a number on this thing. With this many successes, you are lurking. This creature is running straight at your friend Drake. You take your time, you line up your shot, you hold your breath for just a second as you release. And for a minute, you almost think you have missed entirely. Until you realize that this creature's legs have given out. It is moving purely on momentum. It is dead. Your arrow has gone in one of its eyes, through its head, and out the other eye. Just completely passed through, taking this creature's legs out and dropping it dead instantly.
Amazing.
Mechanically, this thing took 3 damage from your trap, had 2 strength left, and you just did 4 more to it.
Nice.
And so, in a giant cloud of dust, this thing slides to a halt in front of Drake, standing there with your weapon raised, ready to do your thing. And it skids to a halt a few inches from you, completely dead.
He puts it up. He's like, I guess I gotta carry it somehow.
It is you basically, if you hand out your stuff. If everyone can carry your stuff, I will let you drag this thing behind you. It is enormous. It is exceptionally heavy. Its bones are not the bulk of its body, and that's part of the problem with shamble tusks, that eventually they cannot support themselves. But that means there's a lot of meat on this beast. And I mean, there's enough if you wanted to eat now, you could eat for the day, or you could drag it intact. You're going to the lodge. You know that there are people there who can carve it appropriately.
Yeah, Big Al. That's how reptiles do.
So I was done.
Sorry.
Go for it.
I was just going to say, do you want to try to drag this thing whole with you to the lodge, or are you going to take what you can take right now?
Look, nothing's more badass than carrying that thing.
Yeah, say, Dave. I got plenty of room in my pack here. If you'd like me to carry some of your stuff,
He holds up a
or some of that
sledgehammer.
thing.
He holds up a sledgehammer. Can you carry this?
Hold on. Let me arrange my pack a little bit. I can definitely carry that. I've got 5.5 gear slots.
Oh my god.
It's a heavy weapon. I forgot
Yeah,
what
it
like.
will take up 2 lines.
Yeah.
And then okay, so effectively, right now on his person, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He has 6 lines of equipment.
Jesus. I can
Okay.
carry one thing for you.
Well, I can carry 5.5 of that.
You guys,
literally
you
can't
don't
grab
actually have
shit
to worry
for
about
you.
doling it out. I just wanted to make sure that you
Yeah,
guys
we
could
got
do
it.
it,
We
which
got
you
it.
definitely can. And so it takes you a while. You are physically tired by the time you get there because you are you are dragging like a multi-100-pound animal behind you.
Yep.
It's actually probably closer to like a ton, just a ton of carcass behind you. It is not smelling great by the time you get there, but as you all uh approach the gates of the lodge, this a very large fence surrounding an even taller building with a smaller single-story building perpendicular to it. There is all sorts of foot traffic. There are people coming and going. There are members of the dog tribe on guard, standing there with bows and spears and all kinds of other weaponry. And as you pull this thing up to the lodge, just basically grabbing it by its massive tusks and pulling it behind you,
Mm-hmm.
all of that comes to a halt as everyone turns to look at you, at the group of you, occasionally having to like wave away various carrion creatures trying to move in on your creature. They are certainly not going to attack the 4 of you. As you pull up to the lodge, you don't recognize the guards, but they stand there just staring dumbfounded at you as you pull this creature pull this carcass up to the trade center that is the lodge, the main outpost of the dog tribe, which we will do next week, since it is 12:15.